Hey, everybody. Good evening. What's going on? Oh, my goodness. I'm going to put my hat up. It's a little warm up here. Let me see who we got here today. B's not here yet. I know that was me typing the whole time. But Big Kid, hello. Starla, hello. Greatest name on internet. Half Bubble Off Plum, good evening. Mr. Spags and Jules. Like I said, Big Kid already. The Terminator. Ed Coffin, hello. Get down here. Oh my goodness. Eagle Lover, Texas, hello. Coraline, hello. Yeah, boy, it's been weather's been interesting, hasn't it? That has for up to. B will be right up here. She's trying to calm the wood stove down. She's got it up pretty high, and she thought she'd feel better if she got the temperature down just a little bit. You guys like my new Freeman beanies? Like them? Yeah. Jules says, I knew that was you, Tag, by the way you were wording things. That's not bee speak. Yep. See, Eagle Over Texas says, glad you have enough power for live tonight. Yeah, we actually, batteries got filled today, which was pretty cool. You know, we have, we're going to talk about that a bunch tonight, but, you know, we went through kind of the perfect storm. There she is. Hi, Pumpkin.
Am I late? A minute.
Hey, Teepaw.
Sorry.
Miley, Glenn, Indiana. Yep. Did you make it?
Yes.
Did you get it settled down?
Yes.
Yes, finally?
It's still at 300.
Okay. So apparently you didn't get it settled down.
No, but
Okay.
It's not climbing, so.
Okay. 300 is not that hot.
But no, it's in the white.
Mm-hmm.
But it climbed very fast, so I was concerned about it overheating.
Yeah. All right. Well, what do you want to visit? We got all kinds of stuff to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
You want to talk? Let's talk. All right. New Day Farm. Hello. Evie. Hello.
You talk and everybody, and we'll all listen.
All right. Well, a couple things real quick here. Let me get this. So you guys know we did a freesteading art contest.
Kids art contest.
Under 17. And the three channels, so Spags Unfiltered and Danny Wanda at Deep South and ourselves. So we picked out a couple winners each. And I want to talk about our winners a little bit tonight. Let me just stop that real quick. So, guys, I have not put out a lot of videos lately over the last week for a whole bunch of reasons, mainly because of power, and we'll talk about that a little bit. But I'm finally trying to get kind of back at it. So anyway, I thought I'd show you guys them. So the first one is called My Pokey Little Puppy. See this one?
It's called Pokey.
Yep. And so there's a lot of things that I like about this particular picture. You maybe should hold. You want to hold it up? You hold it up. Yeah, you be my Vanna White. Look at that. So I like the anticipation on the dog's face waiting for the present. I think that's pretty neat and pretty insightful coming from a kid. Now, this was drawn by a child named Freedom. And how cool is that, right? So I'm pretty excited about this. We're going to hang this picture up here in the office permanently, along with another one, right, called The Joyful Dog. If you look at that one. Right. Now, I like this one a lot because it's kind of the epitome of homesteading, right? You got a guardian dog with a wreath and sitting out in the field. And I really like this one a whole lot. And so we're going to frame it and hang it up on the wall as well. And hey, I don't know if Liberty and Freedom, if your parents are watching or not, but if they are, if you contact me, not only am I going to send you a freesteading merch, but I'll give you your choice of Life Done Free merch as well, whether you want a beanie or a hat or whatever it is you want, and we'll send them to you. Cool? Okay, Connie, hello. Pack Rat, hello. Make sure I say hello to everybody. Richard, hello. Yeah, frigid Wisconsin, I bet. Yeah, I bet Indiana Mike, I bet you guys are cold right now. Yeah. All right, so let's talk about our week, huh?
Is it colder there?
Oh, it is now.
Like
I bet it is
today?
now. Yeah, so yesterday we had minus 11 temperatures and minus 41 wind chill factor yesterday. And man, it was cold.
It was hot.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah. And somebody in this room managed to get me outside working in it. facing the wind.
That was not my fault.
Yeah.
That was not my fault.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We had some folks over, and somebody, not me, somebody poured some soup into the sink, and we don't have a garbage disposal. And I don't know how much got down the sink or how they got it down the sink, but it clogged the pipe, the drain pipe.
Okay, so let me interpret everything you said. So somebody put solids down the sink because they're not used to living the way we live, living off grid. And B, I offered to put a dishwasher in for her. She said she did not want one.
A garbage disposal.
Right. And so anyway, they let it run down. Well, what happened is, and this was the day before the storm hit, it got down into the pipe, out of the house and into the pipe, and then just sat there. Well, then it froze. And so it was frozen clear out in the, headed towards the septic tank. It wasn't frozen anywhere near the house. And so I had to, because, drains don't typically freeze, so you don't bury them. This isn't buried all that deep. But so I had to go out there, cut the pipe apart, get the freeze out of it, repair the sewer line, and all of that in minus 41 wind chill factor facing the wind. And you guys should have seen me. I had boogers and snot frozen to my beard.
Frozen.
It was so cold.
Yes.
Yeah, it was just.
Yes. It was not fun.
Yeah. Do you feel guilty about putting me in that position?
I didn't do it. Well, I mean, I did get the snake stuck. I don't even know how that happened. I really don't understand how that even happened. There was like just a tunnel for the snake to go down. Mm-hmm. And then the snake wouldn't come back up.
Yeah. Yeah. So what she's saying is she took the snake, the Roto-Rooter snake thing down the pipe, because I put clean outs pretty regularly because it just makes it a lot easier.
And then, I know how to do that. So I was just going to fix it myself.
Yeah. And then she got the snake stuck. And so I had a snake stuck. It was just.
I don't even know how that happened. It was like a fluke.
Yeah. Now Spag says bake that man a pie.
Bake that man a pie?
A pie.
That's weird. Come on, Bobby.
Yeah, I think the lesson is not everybody lives the way we live.
No.
And, B has it down to a science because that's the way she lives.
I just don't understand how, I mean, I get that people use a garbage disposal, but I don't understand how people think that a bowl of soup or like chunky, like big onions and burger and all, I just don't understand how people put that much food down a garbage disposal.
Mm-hmm. Sherry wants to know, do you pack straw over your outdoor pipes to protect them? So I didn't, but here's the thing is that it's a drain. And because it's a drain, you drain it and there's no water in it. There's nothing really to freeze.
Not supposed to be.
Not supposed to be, right? Until there's a clog or something that gets down in there because someone dumped stew, which it was more stew.
It was more like, yeah.
Down there. Chunky. And then, and then it froze. But I'm going to, when we get thawed out here a little bit, get into the 40s and 50s, I'm going to fix it permanently where that can't happen. And so it'll be fun. But yeah, it was a terrible story. Spag says pie is a great reward for man stuff.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Indiana Mike says second to pie. Yep. After what he went through, yeah, pie is a very worthy. Thank you. Yep. Hello, Tag and B. Merry Christmas. Cul-de-sac. Hello, how are you? Barbie Not Doll. Years ago, when we had dairy farm in Wisconsin, minus 30 temps plus wind chill, repairing a conveyor belt, had to warm hands on a muffler of the skid loader. Brutal.
Yeah.
But what a great.
What it was.
That's about what it was. I was so cold. I was cold to my core. I mean, it was funny. Like my lips were all hard. I couldn't hardly talk.
I couldn't talk.
It was cold.
And I was kind of out there. I was on the enclosed back deck.
Mm-hmm. Yep. See, Francis says wasteful.
Yeah.
Let me see. Coraline says, Alan said the oven is already hot for a pie. And it is already hot for a pie.
Yes.
Yep. Hey, Mary Michelle, how are you? I give that stuff to my chickens. I don't have a sink. Yeah, that would have been way better served for the chickens, but that's what she would have done. The problem is we had 45 people over at the house, it just is what it is, And
I didn't catch it. Don't know who was.
Yeah.
I don't.
Starla says she's ready for her wood stove in her house. One electric heater does not heat the house, but found out, you can dress in layers and get under blankets. Wind started at 11, electric off at 12 till 5, but we're okay. Well, glad to know you're okay. But yeah, get a wood burning stove. Miley says, Tag, did you have a clean out on that side? Yes. Actually had one every 8 feet. I put clean outs all the way along. But the problem is that, so the clean out, is a Y and it faces up where you can kind of snake it down in there. But where two pipes had joined together, some got clogged. And then as the water was running by and it was so cold, it was just freezing more and freezing more and freezing more until it was frozen. Then I had to go out there with a Sawzall and deal with it. Jonathan says, did somebody say thick and chunky?
Yeah.
Where's Yoda? I think Yoda could define thick and chunky for us. I think.
It was definitely chunky.
Yep. Rick says pie. Cheryl says, hey, I finally caught alive. Hey, well, I'm glad you're here. Sherry says, that's crazy. I wouldn't think people couldn't understand that liquid is in the only thing to go down. Yeah. I
don't understand how it all got down there either, because there's in the drain, what do you call that? There's like a whole guard.
Yeah, but the holes are a dime size.
And I had a strainer on the sink. They took it off and shoved the pieces down there.
Hills Mill Homestead says, Merry Christmas, Tag and B. Cobbler is awesome too. Yeah, I'm a big cobbler fan.
Cobbler.
Everything but apple.
And that's my favorite.
And that's her favorite. Yep. I'm ready for someone to come help me put a tent stove in my RV. The drafts are brutal. I can't even imagine, Jules.
Yeah.
Yep. I can't even imagine. Dana Green, hello. Starla says, I'm not dreaming of a white Christmas. I'm dreaming of a bright green food forest. Been playing with seeds and seed orders coming soon. I'm not in a hurry to get there. Are you?
I would like to not be in the winter.
Yeah. Are you ready to get back in the garden? Because we had a long gardening year.
Yes, but this year we're doing something different, right?
Well, that's what you say. But that's what you said last year at the beginning of the year. And the garden just continued to grow and continued to grow and continued to grow.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, Starla says, Jules, it's not hard. And Jules, it is not hard. They make all kinds of collars and all kinds of stuff that make it where it'll go in pretty easy. Just make sure that you follow the tolerances. Make sure you get good pipe. Don't put single wall pipe in, because then your gaps have to be much bigger. Put a double or triple wall pipe in. Just make sure you follow the tolerances, and it's not hard. RN says, grease will do that. When it hits cold, it solidifies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Jess and Joe from American Roots Farm. How are you? We've been thinking about you guys a lot. Yep. I know it's there's a lot up in the air, but you guys just hang in there. You're doing it right. I don't know if any of you guys have watched American Roots videos lately, but they've been talking about their journey of leaving the city and going to homestead, and just the mental game that it plays with you. And I've really enjoyed those videos a lot. Packrat said, you had some city people over there, didn't you?
Yes.
Yep. Barbie Not Doll says, I remind my family that I do not have a garbage disposal every year. There is a chicken bucket next to the sink. Rick says chocolate pie. I'd love chocolate pie.
Put a chicken bucket next to the sink.
I
didn't think I had to tell anybody that. I mean, it's clear there's not a garbage disposal. I mean, there's.
Cul-de-sac Grocery Garden says, I'm always ready to garden. You know what? I like the garden. I like the dirt, and B likes it much more than I, but I'm telling you, we put in 9 hard months and put up a lot of food and grew a lot of food. And I'm enjoying my little break here because I know what's coming right around the corner. And we're going to be all right back out there.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Jewel says, I'm sure it's not Starla, but I don't trust my lack of skills doing that. Yeah, it's really not hard though. But there's got to be some people down there, Jules, in here or on freestanding that can come help you, because it's not a hard process. RN says grease is also toxic to the septic system. Yep.
I didn't know that.
Ellen Davis, hello. Let me see. Eagle over. FYI tag, the activity feed is not loading on freestanding. Okay, hold on. Yeah, look on your phone. I hope, I don't mean this mean, Eagle lover. I hope it's you.
Because there's
it's just
it's been one after the other.
It's been one after the other lately, yeah. Let me see here. Starla said she'd go help. Yep. Jules, tag after pipes froze, I figured out how to set up and handle a backup sanitation system. Yeah, that's good. I would absolutely make sure you had at the minimum a bucket, but at the best, some kind of, composting toilet of some sort. Spag said, I've really been enjoying American Roots and Porterhouse and Teal, two great channels that I found through Life Done Free and Freesteading. Yeah, I like them both too. I was just on Porterhouse and Teal just last week. We had a great conversation. And I could sit down and talk to that guy forever.
Was it this week?
Was it this week?
It was Monday.
Oh, it was
Today's
Monday.
Just Friday.
Monday this week. That's right.
This I got it 12 minutes ago. Autumn Ridge posted on Deep South.
Yeah. See if another one pops up.
Like sooner than 12 minutes?
Well, it's just hard to say. It depends on who's all on there. Can you switch back and forth?
I'll try. 15 minutes ago.
Yeah. Her Bee's activity feed is loading fine on her phone, but I'll play with it. Let me see here. Cul-de-sac says it will be time to start seeds before you know it. Yep. And I do appreciate it as well. John says, my garden is getting wrecked, wind, chill, and down to 6 today, even covered with sheets. I don't think much will survive this. No, it will not. I told B, get everything out of your greenhouse that you want to live.
I didn't bring the pineapples in, but I put some, I don't know what you even call it. Those things that you line the hanging baskets with. I bundled them up around there and then put boxes over them. And
they're dead.
We'll see.
Chrissy says it's hard to get excited about. Oops, sorry, I got to go back up. I lost her. It's hard to get excited about next garden since last garden this summer was a disaster. Very disheartening.
Oh no.
Fairly new gardener here. It was a lot of work and very poor returns. Arkansas. Yeah, Chrissy, you know what? I would look up 2 people from Arkansas. Actually, I would look up 3 people from Arkansas. I would look up Hippocrates Garden. I would look up Mandy Garrett, and I would look up Lisa, who they all, I don't know if they're going to be in here tonight, but they're here pretty regularly. They're all down that neck of the woods. And, maybe they could give you some pointers. A lot of people around us had a horrible outcome this last year because of the heat. We had a great outcome. But we've been working on, getting the right seeds and, doing those kind of things too. So, but Chrissy, I would absolutely reach out to those people because they could probably help you. Jonathan, did you wet down before covering? Let me see here. Close to Amarillo. Okay. I was asked, Terminator says, I was asked if I had enough room in my barn to rescue different breeds of chickens. Apparently the old gentleman is in the hospital and the son is throwing his breeding chickens to the coyotes.
Oh my gosh.
Cul-de-sac says, what is the temperature out there in the middle of Kansas right now? It is 7 degrees here east of KC. Yeah, so wind chill right now is probably minus 15 or 16. Temperature is probably 1 or 2. B will look it up for you. Hey, Tabletop, good evening.
Right now it is 9 degrees and a real feel is 7.
Oh, really? It warmed up a bunch.
It warmed up a lot.
Nice. So it's 9 degrees and feels like 7.
-7.
-7. Okay. Hippocrates says activity is coming up for me on freesteading. Yeah, it is for B as well. Helen, Merry Christmas to you as well. Let me see. Jules says nope. Emergency toilet, bucket, bags, toilet seat, and solidifier. Yep. Topeka's registering 10 degrees. Thanks, Bobby. Cold for Alabama, 18. Yeah, and I feel kind of bad for those people like you guys who live in the South and not used to it. I mean, we're used to it. We get this kind of weather every year.
Yeah, I will welcome 9 degrees over -42.
Yeah.
Wind chill.
Yeah.
Because that was just way too cold.
Spag says he was going to join the live on Thursdays. Just a reminder, everybody, we do a live Zoom call on freesteading every Thursday, 7 p.m., and it's a lot of fun. Indiana Mike says -4 there. Pack Rat says cleanouts every 8 feet is such a dandy idea. Tag is a man with experience. I can tell. Oh, yeah. I don't even get into it. The problem was, again, Pack Rat, is it was the joint. And something got caught right there. And as it just continued to freeze and continued to freeze, because she noticed the drain performing a little less and a little less and a little less. And by the time, and I didn't want to go out there because you can imagine dealing with wet drainage pipes in -41 degree wind chill factor is just not. Maybe I'm just a Sally.
And then, of course, as soon as you cut that pipe, it just started gushing out.
Oh, yeah. So I got soaked.
Came in, changed clothes, go back out, cut it again, try to find the snake.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot. Chochi says, when I first moved in the house, the septic had been cleaned, but they did not put the dirt back on the pipe. Oops. Sorry, I got to go back up. It's just too fast. It froze, and they put hay and goat poop compost on top of the pipe, and it thawed perfectly. Oh,
Really?
Oh, yeah. But then if you're trying to dig at it, you're trying to deal with it. Right. Right. Cheryl says, hey, Tag and B. Hey, Cheryl, how are you? Yeah, it is cold here as well. Temps 5 at tabletop. I think the good news is at least for us here in Kansas, the worst of it's past. Like we're going to get a couple days in the 50s next week.
Yeah.
40s and 50s next week, which is good because I got some fixing to do.
Yes, you do.
RN says she harvested 150 to 175 pounds of turnip greens yesterday in 2.5 hours.
Nice.
Nice. Went to 9 degrees here and killed all that were not harvested. Yeah. Good thing you harvested a bunch of them, right? Let me see here. I'm going to try to get caught up here. Up in Canada, it's normal for this weather. Yeah. Yeah. You ask people, Sherry, like I'm assuming you from Canada or the Terminator, that this is not, yeah, that we're pretty much sissies down here. Jules said this wasn't as bad as Texageddon in 2021, but then again, I learned from that one, and I suggest weighted blankets for everyone. Yeah, Jules, it'd be interesting to know, was it not as bad because you were better prepared? If you were equally prepared, which one would have been better? Starlet Oak says, Tag, who do I contact for help with freesteading? Me. Tag and B at lifedonefree.com. And Starlet, and if you email me, what I will do is we'll set up a time and I'll walk you through how to do whatever's, hanging you up. Starlet says, great job stacking wood.
Thank you.
I keep meaning, Jules says, I keep meaning to join the live, but I was dealing with weather yesterday. Yeah, we were all doing that.
Yes.
Let me see. Terminator says, I have the Zoom on my laptop, but I can never get on the live, but I will keep trying. I never give an inch. I'm determined to get on that Zoom. Yeah. You know what? There's been a couple times that I clicked on the link and it didn't take me. So I just shut it down and went back to the link, clicked on again, and it took me right in there. So Bobby Q says, Tag, you're not a Sally. Thanks, man. It was cold, dude. I was really feeling like a Sally. Garden, we don't right now, but we were planning some next week. I didn't catch the question. Tabletop, I was assuming it was about turnips because they grow the best turnips ever. Mm-hmm. Hello, our animals made it through even with frozen water, no heaters, power in the pole barn at the old place shorted out. We learned a lot for the new barn. Oh, yep.
That's Mel's.
Yep, I know exactly who that is. Yeah, super cool. We don't have heaters in our coop either, although it's pretty tight and the water's frozen every morning. We've got some chickens with some frostbite on the top of their comb, that we're going to have to deal with at some point.
I tried to catch him to put some Vaseline on it, and I went to grab him, and he flew over my head onto the rafter on the other side of the coop, and then I could not reach him. He was like, "No, you don't."
Yeah. Let me see. Hey, Frank, welcome. Jules says, Tag, for one, there wasn't 2 feet of snow. And the other was because I was better prepared and was able to keep calm through most of it. Yeah, that helps out a lot.
Yes, it does.
Yep. Spag says, one of my ducks lost some feathers on the side of her water bowl yesterday. She must have sat in the bowl just long enough for the water that spilled over to freeze and took some feathers as she left.
Ouch.
Yeah, cold butt. Terminator says, B, seeing you do the wood, I would nickname you Super B. Yeah. I got scolded earlier today on YouTube because I was just doing me and poking fun at B, and so I'm not going to mention who it was because they're probably in here. But anyway, they scolded me for being mean to you.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, I'm so mean. Don't encourage that.
I'm going to encourage it.
We got to yoke up. We got to yoke up. Yep. My daughter's chickens wouldn't come outside to eat this morning, and their food was frozen. Yeah. Everything's frozen.
I was putting water in the bowl on this side, and by the time I got to feeding the ones over there and watering the ones over there, I came back and there was already an ice ring forming on their bowl.
Bobby said I should make you a pie.
Yeah. No, I don't want him in the kitchen. Bobby, you don't. Oh, no. Not a good idea.
Cul-de-sac said she was impressed with your solar array in the video today.
I was sidetracked by
What are you looking at?
This right here.
Oh, it's just a reflection.
Yes.
Okay.
The solar, yeah.
Yeah. And you got most of it right. Your wording that you used through it, most of it was right.
I had them backwards, didn't I? I always do that.
Yeah, she quite often thinks the charge controller is an inverter and the inverter is a charge controller.
Yes.
Yeah. Corleen says, we had an increase in shootings here 2 days ago. There was a hostage situation at a Walmart and the suspect was shot and killed. We had some friends that were there as a hostage. Scary times. It is absolutely scary times.
That's awful.
And you got to take your safety in your own hands. I'm telling you, there's nobody going to come help you. But that is scary.
I just don't understand why people do that.
Yeah. Let's see. Joel says, Glenn came in for a minute the other night to go fill my propane tanks. He said he would plug in the heat wrap as he walked out the door and forgot about it. Within 10 feet of the front door, everything's solid. Yeah. Well, if it makes you feel better, Joel, I'm dealing with some solid sewer pipes.
Frozen.
Yep. Starla says, I need a t-shirt that says Busy Bee. Miss B just does not stuff.
Stop.
Must be stop. Yeah. Yeah, she doesn't stop much. Terminator says, tag, you mean to be out of love. Yeah, I am mean to be out of love. But here's the thing, I'm not really mean.
It's like the kindergartner that would pull your hair.
Yeah, I'm the kindergartner that pulls her hair because I got this secret crush on her. Right?
Yeah.
You're supposed to say, aw.
Aw.
Deb says 24 in Lower Alabama, warmed up to 23 all day. I love this weather. Don't love the wind chill, though. It was so hot this summer. I've been waiting for this. Yeah. I actually don't mind it too much either, especially when I'm inside.
Yeah. But yeah, when you have the heat of the fire, that's nice and toasty.
Deb says you're an inspiration with your wood video.
Yeah. I really like the ramp.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always done the wood, so it's just no big deal to me. But even as a little girl, my job was to stack the wood.
Mm-hmm. See, Deb says, I saw B's wood video too. She is my inspiration. Yep. Meant to say that Miss B just does not stop. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I think she spoke Starla, and we got that. She got it right. I got the pink Hold the Line t-shirt this past weekend. It's so cute. Yeah, cool.
Good.
You know, I've actually had a couple people who have reached out to me and said the Hold the Line B shirt came out really, really cute. Yeah. Let me see where we at here. Does B do any fermenting?
I do sauerkraut and I've done pickles. I've done kombucha. Yeah. I would like to do like kimchi or something, but you don't like that, right? You wouldn't eat that.
I don't know. If you're into fermenting, you know, one real good person to talk to who is in here is Jonathan. I watched on the Thursday Zoom call. He was going through all the stuff he was doing, and he's a stud that way. I told him he could come hang out at my house if he wanted to, but I don't think he found it as funny as I did.
Did you like the kombucha one? You didn't mind it.
It wasn't bad. It's not like I'm going to get up in the morning and say, oh, give me some kombucha over my coffee or something. But it wasn't bad. Let me see here. So cold here, we had to put our dog in the shed. Yeah, it is cold, cold, cold.
Yeah.
I need some ideas about putting a water tank on a roof or stand for it to warm up under the sun in the summer and shower water. Starla, we actually have one of those. I have a 750-gallon tank that's 10 feet in the air that we have showered under in the past. It's got a shower head on it. It's an outdoor shower, and it heats up nicely.
It heats up very hot.
Yeah.
You cannot shower in the middle of the day.
Yeah. If you go back to Starla, some of my older videos, you know, when we were building our house, there's a lot of videos in there with that tank and how I put it in there and all that stuff. I can't remember which exact video it was in, but
no.
That's just been a lot of videos ago. But everyone be safe on your outdoor steps and walkways. Yep.
Yes, they are icy.
Yeah, my mom, who's 72 years old, and she went outside to start her car because she's so convinced that if she don't start her car, she's going to go out and her battery's going to be dead.
Yes.
But she didn't bring her keys. When she brought her keys, I meant she didn't bring her cell phone
or her walker,
and she didn't bring her walker, and she didn't bring a hat, and she didn't bring any gloves because she thought she'd run right out there. Well, then she slipped and fell and couldn't get up this week.
In her Crocs.
Yeah, in her Crocs in this weather. And she laid there for just a few minutes before she was screaming for help. And someone came and helped her. And I called her and I'm like, you're an idiot. Like, seriously, why would you not take your cell phone? Because I would have been there in 10 minutes if you'd called me.
Because she was just running out real quick.
Okay, but this is why we don't wear flip-flops to Walmart. This is why we don't do things like that. Because what if you have to run? What if there's a shooter? What if there's something that goes on? I mean, we got to be smarter than that, you know? Cul-de-sac says, my first 3 quarts of kraut are almost ready. I'm nervous, but they are starting to smell good. I love sauerkraut. Cul-de-sac. I'm telling you, there's few things as good as sauerkraut. Packrat wants to know if you tried the black garlic thing yet.
I haven't. I tried to find it on Nicole. I tried to find it on Nicole's page, but I was not successful. I did Google it and realized that it's just a process that it goes through. Remember we talked about that you said that there was like a device or something that you could use to make it or something?
To make
the black garlic.
How do you make it?
There was, I don't know, wasn't that you that was saying that?
I don't recall it, but there's a lot of events ago.
Nicole was talking about a device, some kind of like machine that you could put it in to make it.
Don't ring a bell to me at all.
Oh.
Well, must not have been me. Let me see here. The Crocs are really dangerous. Many accidents from Crocs. Yeah. Hey, Porterhouse, welcome, buddy. That's so scary about your mom. My mom fell on the black ice and broke her hip right in her garage a few years ago. Dad couldn't come get her because he was laid up with the flu. She laid there a long time.
Ouch.
Yeah, that sucks. I mean, I didn't mean to yell at my mom. No, I did. And she just got to be smarter, you know. I mean, the thing is, I'm 10 minutes from her. I can come anytime, but how are you supposed to call me if you have your cell phone in your pocket?
Well, in that kind of weather, if I was going out to start the car, I would I would bundle up.
Yeah. Let me see. New Day Farm says, also pack your piece if you're out on property. Last week, I was down by the pond and a huge black dog came running up to me. Luckily, he was friendly. Totally agree.
You've had that happen.
Yep, I've had that happen here. I think you should just pretty much wear, your weapon at all times. And it's just part of it's like carrying your, Bee carries a multi-tool everywhere she goes, or a pocket knife or whatever it is. It should just be part of what you carry, in my opinion. Broke her leg, not her hip. Okay. Packrat says, yow, that's dangerous. Glad she's okay, Tag. We tend to lose some of our situational awareness as we get older. It's what makes us more susceptible to scams as we get older. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love her. And I certainly don't mean to be, too hard on her, but she needs to be smarter. And she needs to hear me tell her that. Data, hello. Good evening, my friend.
Thinking of you.
Hey, guys. Yep, thinking of you, bud. Data's going through some stuff in his personal life right now. And he'll, nothing that he did, but just sometimes we're forced to be in situations. And Data, my friend, I'm rooting for you. Data and I have been friends for, oh, my goodness.
A couple of years.
Long time. We got to be at like 15 or something. So it's been there a long, long time. But I'm super glad you're here, bud. Tabletop for some reason, microgreens. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out which ones are questions.
So, Merry Christmas.
The scary thing is that you wouldn't know she is laying out there. Nobody should go outside without their phone or bundled up for this weather. You just never know. I could not agree more. And I told her exactly this. Yeah, Merry Christmas to all you too. There was a lot of them in there. Yep, and Corleen says, yes, we have to have our pocket friend with us at all times. Yes, at all times. I'm fairly caught up. You want to talk about the next subject?
Sure.
So I want to go back to talking about what we were this week. So we kind of ran through, in my opinion, the perfect storm. And what I mean by that is we went through 7 or 8 days of almost no sun. So my solar system was very taxed. And we still had power, but it would just each day it was not charging up, and we were losing ground on it. And then the storm hit. And so we were forced to use as minimal power as we could through the storm. Now, the good news is, guys, I have tons of fireplaces and tons of wood. Warmth wasn't the issue, but I rely on that power to pump water, right? And to have hot water and to do those kinds of things. So it was really a great exercise, I think. I mean, what do you think? Was it hard?
It was, no, because I grew up like that. I mean, the oil lamps that we use came from my parents. So you turn on a couple oil lamps and I use my headlamp anyway when I go out to get wood or whatever, even when we have full power, because I don't, in my opinion, you get out there and there's lights on, you can't see what's in the dark. But if I have a headlamp on, I can turn it off and acclimate my eyes to kind of what's going on outside.
Yeah, outside that's fine, but having hot water on the inside is a whole other thing.
But I'm just saying that, like, if I'm going out to get wood onto the deck, or if I'm emptying the ash pan, or if I'm, doing something outside of the house, outside of the warm part, right? So the back deck or the back porch or the enclosed porch or the deck, I wear my headlamp anyway, because I have control over more, I think. So to me, it wasn't that big of a deal. I mean, we never ran out of enough electricity to not have hot water. We never ran out, or to have water or hot water. So that's just the part of the management, going and checking to see how much you have. The cooking doesn't take any electricity. The dishes take electricity. So I would wait and do dishes the next day because even if it's overcast, we're still bringing in something.
Right. Just not very much.
Right. Or use the water. I always have a pan of water on the stove to put moisture into the air. So I could take that water and pour it into my pan and wash a couple dishes that way, which again is how I grew up. So it's not that big of a deal to me.
Well, guys, I can tell you I was stressed the entire time, thinking that, oh my goodness. Because the other thing is you don't want to run those batteries all the way down.
Don't they shut off halfway?
44%. I have them.
That's pert near halfway.
I have them programmed to shut off at 44%, even though you could drain them a lot further. But that battery's going to hold up a lot better full, especially in weather like this,
Oh, I didn't know that mattered.
Indiana Mike said that they filled the bathtub up with water so they could flush the toilet if the power went out.
Oh.
It's a good idea.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Dana Green says he's hot, and then she's got a angry little face on there. I don't know who's hot. I don't know. Must have been a comment above where I didn't get to it. Okay, where are we at here? Cul-de-sac says, I got sick the day before the storm hit, and that was a wake-up call. It's a scenario you don't think of. I didn't think of it anyway. Yeah, no doubt.
Right. Like if you're sick, then hauling in wood and hauling in
Indiana
would make it harder.
Indiana Mike says 5-gallon buckets or 2.5-gallon buckets work too, that you just store them up to put on the back of the.
Yeah. Well, luckily for me, I keep 4-gallon jugs of water in the chicken coop to give them water. I fill them up with the rainwater, and then I haul them out to the chicken coop, and they were all frozen solid. So I had to get my wagon, my gorilla cart, put them all back in the gorilla cart and bring them all back to the house. And then I put 3 of them in the kitchen in my boot bin so that they could thaw, so that I had water to give to the chickens. So I would take it over, fill it up, bring it back, only use what I need to at that time, so that I don't keep any out there, because it freezes so fast when it's that cold. So go out there a few times a day, fresh water. Oh, so I got new for Mother's Day. My kids got me a gift card. So I took it to Orscheln's and bought those pans that are like.
How long ago was Mother's Day?
A little bit. I just got them. So the pans that are like rubbery. So what a game changer. I was fighting with the chicken waters being frozen all the time. I would bang them and try to get the water out. They were frozen. The lids were frozen on. I couldn't get, even if I got the ring around out, the water lid or the part that holds the water was frozen onto the dish, so I could not get them separated. And so I was having the hardest time with the whole water chore. But these rubber pans are flexible. So, like an ice cube tray, you literally just boop, boop, and a whole disc pops out. So, I grabbed several of those for my Mother's Day gift, and chicken water is back on.
In Indiana, Mike wants to know how the batteries for the solar are dealing with cold. They deal just fine. You know, Mike, you've been in it, but the powerhouse is a pretty small building. And it's super insulated and all sealed up. And so because the batteries are producing heat,
yes,
the inverters are producing heat, the charge controllers are producing heat, it actually stays pretty decent in that room. EV says, your experience does not bode well for the sustainable energy thing they're forcing down everyone's throat. You know, I don't know that I totally agree with that. I mean, I've been now 13 days without any real sun and we're still here.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, today I got charged up. I just really want control of it myself, you know, which is really why I did it. Not so much an environmental reason or, you know, anything like that. But,
right.
You know, they're fighting in my county right now about bringing a wind farm in and, you know, people are mad about it. And I'm not going to be for it probably, but I'll have to look it out. But Richard says, when open borders, everyone will need to protect themselves and be very alert to their surroundings. I think you need to do that anyway. I think this world is getting weirder and weirder. Dana Green says grandson did the PACU chip challenge. Oh yeah, that's what she had the red face earlier about he was hot. I get it. My wife perks up. That's how I grew up, filling up the tub of water in the middle of the floor. Yep. Let me see. Terminator says I use a dish pan and boil water on the wood stove.
Yeah.
Starla wants to know, does anyone here make cheese and wax and age it?
No, but I want to.
Yeah. Let me see. Hippocrates says, Indiana Mike, lithium batteries in the cold is my current project. Can I keep them warm enough to charge if outdoors under a cover, just a plastic toolbox? So far, so good. Yeah, Hippocrates. So mine are nickel phosphate batteries, and they're in their own room. And I've made it through several spells of minus 20 and 30 degree weather without any problems.
Which are the ones that produce the
hydrogen? It'd be like a lead acid battery. Yeah, that's not lithium. Lithium's the way to go when it comes to solar, in my opinion. Food today was via camper stove and alternative lighting. Did okay. House dropped 10 degrees in 12 hours. Kerosene heater worked well. Yeah, you know, this brings up a good point. You know, the things that make life a little bit easier, Storm Rider. You know, we have some kerosene, you know, radiant heaters. I got two nice sized ones that we use to drag around all over the place. I actually use them to build with sometimes, and they are just absolutely superior to a little buddy heater in every way, in my opinion. And I'm pretty sure that's what you're talking about when you talk about the kerosene heaters. I love mine, and I got one in this room right now. It's not running, but I have one up here in case I got cold. The other thing, though, that made it a lot easier was this thing right here. I brought it up here to show you guys. So this is this little Milwaukee. So if you see this here, this just snaps onto a battery. And so it's got a plug in it. And then down here, it has USB ports, right?
Are they both USB?
Yeah. One's the little micro USB.
Okay.
Like a cell phone. Anyway, so when I'm low on power, what I like to do, if you take one of these big lithium batteries like this is a 6 amp hour battery. And then what I can do is I can turn it on. See, like now that one's on, see? And then if I need to charge a cell phone, or I could even run this computer off of them, or pretty much a lot of things I can run off of them instead of taxing my,
what is this?
If my solar system gets low, just a hook, hangs it on something.
Oh.
You know, so you could be up in the air, right, hanging on something. But I really like these. Having a couple of these around is just a lifesaver, in my opinion, especially if you already have the tools. So
that's how we charged our phones.
Yep, that's how we charged our phones for a couple nights because I was so concerned about the system.
Yeah, because we just didn't want to use the.
Yep. So Tag and B, are you going to make any changes now based on this experience?
We'll get another one of those.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, like a few things about this that I think that I find very, very interesting. So the drain is a huge issue to me because that just should not happen. Even if someone's sending stuff down there, I've got clean outs every 8 feet, which is what you're, you know, kind of overkill if you looked at it like, you know, through a code. But I think getting those drainage lines buried deeper to where the ice will affect them less would be a big win. When mine are just, right at the top of the surface because of where they're at, but they're just a drain. So I think that's one thing that I learned that I would like to do different.
Well, they will be buried once the deck is done, right?
Yeah.
There'll
be 2 feet of dirt on them at some point. I don't want to do it yet because we're in construction. Yeah. So that's one. The other thing, don't store your paraffin oil in a garage.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yes, because
did not know that.
We went out to get lamp oil out of the shop, and one of them was gelled up. The other 2 were fine that were sitting there in that same box, but the middle one, which is what's interesting, the 2 outside ones were fine. The middle one was all gelled.
It was a different brand, and I don't know. It must have had. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it had some water in it, or it was brand new though. It wasn't even opened.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that would be a lesson to me. Also, although it did not create a problem for me this time, my mud room, so where all the water runs into my house and where the on-demand hot water heater is for pod 1, because I have different hot water heaters throughout the house, but where it runs in there, also that's where my panel is, where I monitor my solar system. That room's uninsulated. Now it's in a spot that it's surrounded by heated, insulated rooms, so it stays pretty okay. So it didn't cause me any problems, but I think I'm going to jump on that too. Because I'm telling you guys, being out in minus 41 trying to fix something was just, I'm getting too old for that shit. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
It did not make my day to have to run out there.
Yeah. Well, we were still working on running water from pod 1 to pod 3. And so it's hard to have the room. It's hard to finish the room when we're still running stuff.
You see, Miley says, EB, I bought a rubber ramp. Took about a month for the smell to go outside. Must smell like rubber. I think the USB charging port should be standard on the medium to large cordless tool batteries nowadays. I would agree with that. Hippocrates. That'd be a great thing. What he's saying is that these big batteries like this should just come with a USB port in them. Right? That you don't necessarily have to have this thing.
That'd be convenient. Yeah, because that was like $170.
Yeah. But how useful was that thing?
Well, it was a gift from the kids. So that was...
I think I got it for Father's Day or something.
Yeah.
Something like that. Tag, a grease trap could trap out anything that would not be sent down the drain. Yeah. That may be an option too. The problem is where this happened is ultimately will be under, 2 feet of dirt and then a deck sitting on top of it. So I'd have to think about how to be able to access that,
I don't know what's a grease trap.
No, basically it's a box that the stuff flows through and then it traps the grease and it traps the debris, and then you can clean out the box. You can take the lid off of it and clean out the box, which is what we will put one in on your slaughter. When we build the slaughter area for the animals and all that, we'll want to put a trap in there so that blood and guts and stuff that goes on, right, don't just go down the drain. I use a propane heater with 4 bottles for backup. Works great. Yeah, I've got some propane bottles and heaters and stuff. I just don't like them. I don't like the smell. Maybe I'm just oversensitive to it.
Yeah, it stinks.
I just don't like the smell, which is why I prefer kerosene. But propane works good.
Kerosene still has some kind of scent to it, I think.
Yeah,
it's not as bad. But
it's not as bad.
And I guess it depends on the size of the room.
Well, the other thing is that propane is pressurized, which means you have to get the tanks filled.
Yes.
Right? You're not just sticking, going to any store and just buying a jug,
Well, the kerosene, we refill in bulk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our farm store has thousands of gallons that you just bring your jug in and they refill it.
Yeah. So what about you? Anything you would wish we would have done differently, or?
That drain was probably the worst part of it. Mm-hmm. The chicken water thing is a chore.
Mm-hmm.
Hauling them back and forth.
Love to have some more batteries.
Well, yeah, we've already planned that though.
Yeah.
We're just not there.
Yeah. The batteries, you guys know my batteries for my system are $2,500 a piece. So
are they still? Because that's what they were then.
They were last time I bought them.
Yeah.
So.
And we have half of what you think we should have, or what you think you want.
Yeah, I'd like to have twice what we've got now, because if you think about that, we would have, when we shut all the power down and lived on the minimum like we've been doing, right? You'd have a month's worth of power. right? Because we will have made it now almost 2 weeks with very little input
Mm-hmm.
on what we've got now.
Yeah.
So could you imagine making it a month? Now, again, guys, don't think it's not a month on full load. It's a month on your minimal load.
Right.
Right. Prep for the Eternal Homestead said, that's funny. We'd rather use propane because we don't like the smell of kerosene. Right. Right.
Maybe it depends on the heater.
And it might.
Maybe the output is.
Well, I think it's not just the heater. I think it's also the fuel. The cleaner the propane is, probably the less it smells.
Oh, there was a difference in those bottles when we bought that.
Right. Right. So I think there's a few of those. Pocket says the ability to easily close off rooms with an insulated curtain can come in handy. Less volume to keep warm. 100%. Except the problem with that is that you've got pipes and stuff you got to worry about. So I don't want to close off rooms that would have pipes in it, because then I may have, because you imagine a broken pipe in the middle of a wall in the middle of minus 41 degrees. That would be.
It wouldn't be bad until it thawed.
Yeah. Oh, all bad. Let me see. There are a lot of good ideas I can look into. I've been doing RV life for 3 years now, and I'm beyond ready to get the out. I wanted to get a better RV, but that didn't work out. Yeah, RVs, problem with RVs, and I've spent a tiny bit of time in them, is they're hard to keep warm. They're just not insulated very well, and there's just a lot that has to go with it. But I think you can do it. I think you can, build a structure on some piece of land to park it in, for example.
Oh, yeah.
Which would make it, you can skirt the bottom of it, will help,
There's one down the road that has bales around the bottom. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that would help.
Yep. Stormrunner says the thing I learned from this power outage was that my preps were scattered around and not quite ready. It took a lot of time to set things up. Luckily, I had everything I needed. Oh, what a good lesson, Stormrider.
Yeah.
Yep, what a good lesson. Coastal Redwood Homestead says, I love the smell of my wood stove. Yeah, me too. Yeah, we were never really cold. Like I said, I've got 4 now wood stoves or fireplaces in my house, and I have the ability to put a 5th one is. But I love them too. Let me see here. That's the idea. I have a California split and plan on hanging drapes in the balcony areas in the future. Yep. Mm-hmm. Tambra says, and I guess it don't really matter. And I guess it don't. Tambra, I'm not sure what you're talking about. And I guess it don't really matter. Yeah. That's how I grew up. Yep. Hippocrates, if and when I get to design my cabin, all of the water pipes in and out, I hope to have centralized, nothing on an outside wall. Yeah. And I've tried to do that too, but I have some that, just come from a roof and drop down to the outside wall for that particular sink or whatever. But I tried to take them out of the outside walls, and specifically on the north side, where it gets the coldest here. I put a foot warmer and the kind you put in your pocket at football games under the sinks to keep the cabinet doors open with the faucet dripping. So far, so good. Yeah, good for you. Green Dream Project then in an RV also. See, scattered preps are a reality when living in an RV. Tag this lemon is a 2004 with a lot of issues. What's cool, though? Be thankful it's not a 1974, right? Holly blocking off, Storm Rider. I think I found out the same as you in the storm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nudie Farm RV is under a metal barn with storage area too. Yeah, I think the metal barn would help out a lot, right? If you could get it parked in something.
With a door.
Yeah, with a door, or even if all it had was a roof on it, would be better than nothing, right? If you had sides on it, would be even better. I mean, everything you did, I think, would make it a little better. We have 2 wood stoves and a pellet stove for heat, and we're removing all the electric gas heaters. Yeah. Yeah, we don't have any other form. We don't use any other form of electricity. We have it, but here at the house, we haven't yet to turn it on any other way. We just pretty much, heat with woods. What else made it easier? Anything else make it easier for you? And you guys out there, anything else you guys learned through this, freeze apocalypse or whatever you want to call it?
Just having the right gear, when you have to go outside, having the right, don't have the thinnest gloves.
Can I have one of them?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why I got something going.
Oh, yeah. Found out that jeans under my Bernies are nice and toasty because I would just wear long johns.
Yeah.
But I put long johns and then jeans and then my quilted bibs. That helped. I love those gloves that you got me.
Mm-hmm.
They were like waterproof on the outside, but like lined like with something. Those were nice. Cover your skin.
Mm. Yeah, Janine says that's why my mom parks her RV on her property. Then she can come inside if it's too cold or too hot out there. But she prefers her cute little RV to being in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's parked and if I remember right, that's parked where it kind of blocks some of the north wind. So that'd be super helpful.
In a building?
Yeah. Remember we went out there and moved that barn for them?
Yeah, but is it in a building?
No,
is
but
building?
it's behind a building, but the building I think faces north, if I remember right. Anyway, maybe. When we were building our place here, we lived in an RV with 3 kids, rough for sure, but doable on a temporary basis. Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And an RV living here would be perfectly fine for 10 months out of the year. But the 2 months it would not be fine. It would not be fine. Is a bay tree good for firewood? Who knows? I don't know. We don't grow them out here. Anybody know if a bay tree, if you can burn? I'm glad that y'all are safe and warm. We don't get that cold here in the family part of California. Yeah. We see. Yeah, Shane just got it moved right in the garage 3 days ago, just in time. Oh, cool.
Nice.
Good job, Shane.
That would help.
Yeah, that would help a lot. Hand warmers work in your socks too, by the way, Starla says. RN says we moved into a 450 square foot single room cabin and now live in a 1,248 square foot. The 450 square foot would be a better shit hit the fan dwelling, less area to heat and cool with fewer water pipes. I agree.
Yeah.
Let's see, Jules. Yep. Okay. Last month I bought all of us new heavy coats, hats, and gloves. My daughter thought that it was overkill until today. She was thanking me.
Yes. That's having the equipment to just being prepared.
Yep.
And then using it.
Yeah. Stormrider says, irony, I'm a prepper and prepared, and my family is not. Yet I was the only one that lost power and was hoping they'd have a learning moment. Not. Well,
yeah, there were 400 people in town that didn't have power because of the storm.
Yep.
Or it said over 400. I don't know how many it was. So
yeah, there was power lost in a lot of places around us. We never lost power, but we got to a point where we were worried about, the battery shutting down, because my system at 44% of the batteries will turn itself off. And I did that on purpose, right? Because I don't want to hurt them.
Yeah.
But
you said too that negative 40, like, what was it? Nebraska had negative 42 wind chill. You said, ooh, that might not be so good for the batteries.
Yeah. Well, you worry if it gets, depending on its temperature, right? I mean, if we were to open the door of the powerhouse in that weather, our batteries would be ruined.
It would ruin them.
Oh. Yep. So the good news is we've been through now the last 2 years. We've gotten into times at minus 20 and 30 and 40, right? Both last year and this year, and they made it through just fine.
Knock on wood.
Well, but maybe it's very sealed, right? And it's very insulated.
Yeah.
Rick says, I put an insulated survival tarp over my bedroom window, and it's 5 degrees warmer in there now. Yeah, good for you.
I've seen those.
Packrat says, as long as they are prepared correctly, trees of the species, I'm not even going to attempt it, the bay tree, can be burned. This tree makes bright burning firewood and also emits a pleasant scent. Oh, cool. Cul-de-sac says, for indoors, I thought Ugg boots were stupid until my daughter gave me Ugg slippers. Oh my God, worth their money. My feet actually got hot yesterday.
Yeah.
No. I put bubble wrap over the windows. Oh, that's a great idea. They just cling to the glass. It's actually a really good idea because air is a fabulous insulator.
You keep telling me that.
It is.
Yeah.
Helen says, what's the temperature in your home now? So up here where we're sitting, it's probably 65.
Yeah. It
60,
was
65
74 in the bedroom.
My bedroom before she came up was 74.
74.2.
Yeah, and the kitchen's probably 85.
Oh, it's probably warmer than that, actually.
You want to go check on all that?
Yeah, I should go check on that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I don't want it to go out.
Yeah. B's going to go check the fires here real quick. I can go do it too. You would rather sit and I'll go?
No, I'll go.
Okay. Okay. Over the summer, we put Reflectix over most of the windows. It didn't help as much as I had expected. Pocket says, just invite some politicians in to talk. Should be enough hot air to keep everything above freezing. Oh, speaking of politicians, I got to tell you guys something funny. So I was challenged to do a Christmas Carol, but do it Starve the Beast style. Like change the words of a Christmas Carol and do my own, which I plan on doing. And, let it come out on Christmas or whatever. So anyway, I was playing with a couple of them. Hey, Danny Wander from Due South. Hello, my friends. And she said, because we're both wearing hats in the house. Yeah. Well, we're in and outside all the time getting wood and stuff. So that has probably more to do with that. But anyway, so I was going to do a Christmas Carol. So Santa Claus is coming to town and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I was playing with both of them. And I came up with a pretty good one on Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. But instead, I'm calling it Nancy the red-handed bureaucrat. And B thinks that I can't do it because I'm going to get shut down. I think we should do it anyway. What do you guys think? I think it'd be funny. Anyway, Simple Times Homestead says, for those who have ceiling fans, remember that you can reverse the direction and pull down heat. Yes. Let me see. Danny Wanda. Yeah, Jules says, do it. Yeah, I want to, but B's like, you're totally going to get shut down. I think it's funny. I put a big piece of old carpet over my cellar door. Now there's no drafts. Yeah, super cool. Yeah, super, super cool. Old carpet works for all kinds of things. I wouldn't mind having some big old pieces laying around, just to do all kinds of different things with. RN says, as long as you sing it, you might be okay. RN, you didn't say that with a lot of conviction. Hey guys, sitting here by the fire trying to stay warm, 12-degree wind chill factor. Yeah, hey Danny, we had minus 41 wind chill yesterday. So I think right now it's minus, what did B say? I think she said it was minus 7 wind chill right now. Let me see here. So I couldn't find my bean snake the other day that I put in front of the back door. Found a bag of onions and a bag of potatoes. Worked just as good. I love that. Yeah, tabletop. I just got the beanies in, and I just got some new ball caps in too, in different colors. If I can get a hold of B before she gets all the way up, or I'll have her go get them. I'll show them to you guys. Dog Creek says we are minus 30 wind chill in Indiana. Yeah, you guys are getting what we got yesterday. And man, it's cold. Cold. Yeah, and having to be outside in dealing with the sewer and water and all that stuff, and it was just absolutely no fun. I built a 5x8 solar heater at minus 15 degrees, full sunshine at noon, was getting 133 air temps output. That's actually funny. We have a greenhouse on the south side of our house, and if it gets sun, man, you can walk out there and it is way better in that greenhouse. But if it's not getting sun, it's as cold as the rest of them. RN says the bots may not flag it if it is sung. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what B thinks when she gets back up here. But she was telling me that I was going to get kicked off if I did it, but I don't really care all that much, to be honest with you guys. I could go to freesteading pretty easy. Yeah, and I'm on Rumble. So if I ever just disappear one time, you guys will know why, right? Let's see, waiting on B. Did I tell you guys that I was speaking at the Next Step conference in Georgia on February the 22nd? I am, and we're going to be talking about escaping from the technocratic system, getting rid of the, smart technologies and, those kind of things. So it ought to be fun. I'll be down there if anyone's around Georgia. I also put, there you go, EB, thank you very much. There's the conference right there, and it ought to be fun. And, some of my friends, Black's Tropical Homestead will be down there, and Nicole Sauce will be down there, and, some other people will be talking different areas. They'll be talking about homesteading when I won't, but it ought to be a lot of fun. What I like about this conference so much is that it's just not a whole bunch of people speaking. It's a whole bunch of workshops. So, actually get to get your hands dirty. Joel says, why worry about censorship? Don't comply with the beast system. If you get tagged, it might be a week. Yeah, I totally agree, Jules. They can't really take anything from me. I mean, they can take the way that I communicate with you guys here, but we can go to homesteading, which they can't take, and we can go to other places. Are the windows behind you covered in plastic or something? Yes, they're all covered in plastic. Let me see here. You hear that? Yep, they are. Every one of them are covered in plastic. We closed in our carport a couple years ago. We never insulated, but found some R19 insulation on yard sale marketplace for $150. It will do it all. Got lucky. Oh yeah, love that. Doc Creek Farm says, will you be at the Self-Reliance in the spring? I don't know. So they called me and asked me if I'd come down again. And then when I asked them, well, what is it you'd like me to talk about? I was told, I don't know. I'll get back to you. So if I'm free and I can, I will. But I don't know for sure. Shoji says, woke up this morning to a loud noise. My backyard is like a wind tunnel. And when the sun came up, there was an open yellow umbrella wedged in my wild rose bush. No idea where it came from. How cool is that? You see here, Stormrider says, love your videos and weekly chats. So welcoming. Like being amongst friends. Heck yeah. Yeah, I'm working on right now, trying to get another Starve the Beast video out. And I'm going to talk about the media and how it actually goes back all the way to Operation Mockingbird. For those of you guys who don't know what that is, I would encourage you to look it up. But just kind of how that's all built and how they keep us, occupied and passive, and how they do it on purpose. But anyway, I don't want to spoil it, but I was working on that today. But the last week, I haven't had a lot of time to no, that's not the right way to say that. I haven't had a lot of power to come up here and edit videos because, some of those videos, like the average Starving the Beast video, it might take me 4 or 5 hours to do. So, and so that's a long time sitting up on a big old computer, editing and, at 550 watts power. All right, so I look forward to your live feed. So much interaction and so much learning. Yeah, I actually look forward to it every week too. And if I could get away with it and all we did was lives, I would do them all the time. But I know I have to put content out there or the lives, don't work. But I prefer the lives over the videos, by a large margin. Built 21 says you should live on Rumble. I will. I have yet to figure out how to get them to go live at the same time. I've looked at it a little bit, but I just haven't quite figured it out. I would do a live on Rumble, but I've got 47 subscribers on Rumble. So if I turned a live on, I might have one person show up. YouTube lives are definitely like being with friends without the risk of getting a wedgie. Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. My daughter sent me a video today that shows the 2012 Olympic opening ceremony. So eye-opening. I remember thinking it was weird and creepy, but had forgotten. It was very prophetic or a warning. Yeah, you know what? I have not thought about that. I know exactly which opening ceremony you're talking about. I'm going to have B watch that. I like freaking her out. Sorry, I'm just writing it down. Sorry, remember. I also enjoy the lives. I feel like it's a family reunion. Oh, and it's fun. I wish that all you guys that when we did these could have a bunch of windows and everybody could be chit-chatting. Yeah, Jonathan, is Maytag washing dishes? Jonathan, are you washing dishes? Let me see here. Let me see what else. So I ordered a lot of the free Woolman stuff has all been ordered. So we're waiting on it to come in so that you guys can take a look at that because there's a bunch of you guys that asked me to, to get them to you. So they'll be coming pretty soon. I think that's it from the ordering perspective. See, Can Squat says, go watch the CERN opening ceremony if you want to freak out. The CERN opening ceremony. I don't know if I want to get freaked out or not, but digital prison tag. What is your snack tonight? Laugh out loud. I'm not having one. She don't make me one. So basically what I got up here is I got chocolate milk as usual, right? And because she wanted to give me a rare sugary treat, I got some Thieves cough drops. That's it. You guys feel sorry for me? Because you should feel sorry for me. That's my whole snacks for this evening. Let me see here. Alan wants to know, what kind of batteries do you use for your solar? So they're called Simplify is the brand name, and they're 3.8 kilowatt hour nickel phosphate batteries. And I bought them, Coraline, from a store called Alt E. So like Alternative Energy, the Alt E store. And I have a wholesale account there. So if you guys want to order some, I can help you out, make you get it a lot cheaper. But they're very expensive, but they're really good batteries. So they're called Simplify. And mine are 48 volt, 3.8 kilowatt hour batteries. Deep South Homes, how are you doing your live? I hope, are you doing your live tomorrow night? I have missed a few in a row. Yeah, I wonder if they will too, because it's cold. Oh my God, that will show you everything you need to know about what's going on right now in our face. Wonder which one she's talking about. Chrissy, you talking about the CERN one? Almost like a pagan ritual. Yeah, the CERN one is eye-opening. Yeah, I don't think I've seen it. Have you ordered any of the medical supply kits, antibiotic kits? Thoughts? Yeah, well, I have the greatest hookup in the world when it comes to stuff like that on my end. So we participate in what's called a direct care program. So they don't take any insurance, and it's I think for me and B, it's like $140 a month or something like that. And all of our basic needs are met there. But I can go in there. I've been there long enough and know them well enough, and they know me well enough that I could just order. I could pick up the phone and say, "Hey, I need to order some, amoxicillin or something," and he would absolutely order it for me. Let me see. Oh, my tag. Are you in for a treat watching that? Take a pillow to beat while watching. I don't think I've seen it. Conspiracy theory is my favorite hobby. Yes, CERN. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Chrissy. Has anyone here used the windmill deals to produce energy? So Starla, for me, I have not put up a windmill yet, and we've thought about it, and I've actually already built a mast for it to put up there. But one of my concerns is that, because you're talking about moving parts, and so moving parts require, maintenance. And so, you're at the top of a 30-foot pole or a 40-foot pole. How do you get it down? How do you get it up? I just haven't worked out all the details how I want to deal with that. Because if you just put it up without thinking it's coming down, pretty quick, what you're going to have is yard art, right? And so I would love to have a windmill, just from the perspective of, I think it pairs really well with solar, because you get some charging at night. Jules says, I need some new conspiracy theories because all mine have come true. Yeah. Hey, Mandy, how are you? Mandy woke up this morning to a frozen water pipe in our well house because the north wind is so cold. We were out of water for 4 hours, then got our water back after add more heat element next to the pipe. Yeah, we've had some frozen pipes too, Mandy. I don't know if you were here earlier in the conversation. I actually had some, we had a whole bunch of people over here, and people dumped some stuff down my sink that we typically would not. It froze, it didn't break, but it froze solid a 2-inch drain line that runs into my septic. And so I had to go out when it was minus 41 degree wind chill, facing the wind, and repair a pipe. And it was just a horrible experience. Here comes B. Hey, B.
Yeah.
Hey, why don't you run downstairs and get the brown hats and the black hat, the new stuff we've got, and bring them up just so I can show everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. Everything okay?
Yeah, I just had to get wood and bring them in.
Okay. She said she had to get wood and bring them in. So, okay, let me see here. Hippocrates says, unless your area has consistent enough wind, it's really just not cost effective. It's not having wind, but having it consistently. And the turbine really needs to be way up in clear air. Yeah, I would say clean. Yeah, because you want to break. You don't want anything causing any turbulence on it. So you want to get it up in the air pretty good. We have constant wind, so I think that part would be fun. You see, I know someone in Canada who has been living in a place with a windmill, and he said they're a pain. The height, the blades breaking and flying off. Oh. Sorry, guys. Flying off oftentimes doesn't spin with no wind. Let me see. Ectolife artificial womb machine. Ectolife artificial womb machine. I don't know what that is, but I'll write it down and I'll Google it. Ectolife artificial womb machine. Yikes. Sorry that you have to go through all of that. Mark has to do about the same thing this morning. Yeah, it was horrible. I was telling everybody that I had snot, so much snot and wetness frozen in my beard. I could hardly talk. It was horrible. Cul-de-sac says, I can't stand the humming from those giant wind turbines. The one in Rockport really bother me. Yeah. We do have a lot of wind here, so the windmill may be a good fit for us. Yeah, I get a lot too. Tag, did I hear you right that you had a 2-inch drain line to get clogged? If so, a 3-inch drain line would be better and a 4-inch line would be best. Yeah, and maybe that's an option. I mean, maybe I can take it. I mean, the real problem is that stuff went down the drain that shouldn't have went down the drain. And had I had a 3-inch and that thing would have gotten caught where it got caught and the water would have frozen, it would have eventually plugged anyway, but it would have probably taken a little while. But I mean, it's certainly something I could convert to a 3-inch or a 4-inch, but it's all it is a drain line out of the sink. So it comes down out of the sink, right? And then turns a corner and runs into a 4-inch drain line. So it's in that 2-inch drain line that comes out of the sink once it got outside where the problem was. Lots of YouTube videos talking about windmill pitfalls and regrets. Yeah. Let me see. Ties with 100-year-old Cabbage Patch Kids. They were farming babies back then. Have you seen the videos on it yet? I have not. The frozen snot, glazed donut monster, is what we called it in the cold weather. Yeah, it was horrible.
Sorry, I heard a weird noise in the
That's okay. Did you get it?
pantry.
Yep.
I think it's just the
Let
wind.
me see here.
Ouch.
All right. So, guys, I got some new hats. So here's one new one, right? Because you remember the other ones were gray over here and black on the back. So we got those. And I got brown ones, which I really like these. Brown with brown. So pretty cool. And then I got visors in because B likes to wear visors. And then obviously the Freeman hoodie.
Not hoodie.
I mean, not hoodie. That's a
beanie.
Let me see where we're at here. Lots of people in Rockport, Missouri area have reported health issues with wind turbines. I've heard that. I've never lived close enough to them to hear them, but
I've heard they're not good for bees either.
Ed Bagley Jr. used to advocate for a vertical axis wind turbine on his show. It looks like a 3-pound coffee can that went along his roof line. That is what I would like to have. Have you all ever invested in heated clothing like cyclists use, or cooled clothing like they use on a plastic rim for construction workers? There are various items that work off battery power. Yeah, I have a hoodie. Actually, I can plug one of my Milwaukee batteries into. I do.
The kids got me that too.
Drumson Live says a hinge tower is very easy to tilt over with a cable and a tractor or a truck. Yeah. Yeah, and that's how I would want to do it, but it just hasn't been the top of my priority. Yeah. Mandy Garrett to Hippocrates says, laugh out loud, the glazed donut monster. Yeah, and it's donut monster too, because I love donuts. Dog Creek Farm says Milwaukee M12 heated, which is what I have. Jackets are so the money. You know what's funny is I've never turned the battery on. I've wore the hoodie a million times, but I've never plugged the battery in. Coraline says, want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and thank you, Tag and B, for encouraging us and sharing your knowledge in your many subjects. God bless. Yeah, for sure. Thank you guys for sharing all what you got too. You know, it's guys, I am no expert at this. I am winging it every freaking day and trying to be better every day and trying to learn it better every day. You know, I've been doing it for a while, but yeah, I'm still learning a lot. Let me see. Duck Creek Farm says worth the money. Yeah. I figured that's what you meant. Starla says, when will we have the free woman hats? You know,
we didn't order hats. We ordered shirts though.
And I've got shirts coming.
Hoodies and t-shirts.
Here's the thing is that if I can get, I think I have to order at least 6. So, I mean, I'm happy to order them. I can have them here in 10 days, right? The company that I have that makes these is a squared away company. So if 6 people will tell me they want a free woman hat in here, I'll order you 6 hats. When will we? Okay, sorry. Yeah. See, PDX vertical turbines aren't all they are cracked up to be either. Seriously, wind is great. It's very in very specific places. Yep. Just like hydropower, got to have a constant supply of whatever. Right. We have that. Overall, sun is the most useful over most of the planet. If there are plants growing, you have sun. It really is that simple. Yeah. The 3 videos I just posted tell you that it is not their first rodeo. Oh, no. This has been going on a long, long time. I'll go back in the chat when this is over and I'll look those up. Good chilly evening, freedom friends. Blockchain, hello. How are you? You have to get any bees yet? Probably not because of the weather. I wouldn't want to be getting bees right now, would you?
No.
No.
They're not out flying. They're not. You're not catching a swarm now.
Cul-de-sac said, did you all get the email I sent you about the free woman shirts?
Yes.
Is she on the list?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
I think, yeah.
Mm.
There was one that did not want a hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was one that did want a hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
I have a whole list of, I do not have, those are ordered. I do not have them in yet.
Okay. But they are ordered.
Yes. The t-shirts, the woman t-shirts, the woman hoodies.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got a couple of free studding and then free man.
Okay. Starla says she wants 2 hats. Jackie wants 1. Okay. I get Columbia, River Gorge, wind all the time, so no wind shortage. Yep. Out of solar, wind, and hydro, I like hydro the best.
Who wanted a what?
Jackie Wright wants a free woman hat, and Starla wants 2 free women hats.
Oh, the hats.
There's 3. I said if we could get 6,
Okay.
I'd order them.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Evie, out of solar, wind, and hydro, I like hydro the best. I think it depends on where you live, because hydro for me, we would never have power. American Roots says I want a hat. American Roots, what kind of hat you want? Is it a free woman hat, a free man hat, a beanie? What do you want? I'm back. The wind took out my booster antenna. Ellen Davis says she would take a free woman hat. You want to write those down, babe? Because we're getting pretty close to. Let me see. Joe wants a beanie.
Is that Roots, Joe?
Yep. Yeah, Blockchain says he's glad he hadn't got bees yet with this cold snap. Yeah, they'd be all dead. So get a year or 2 of accurate wind data, then contact a couple of turbine makers or installers to see if it's worth it in your location and how high the turbine needs to be before money. Yeah. And then Jess wants a free man hat.
Free man?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Jess, you want in the free man hat, you want a brown one, a black one? What color you want? Storm Rider says, I'll be buying a free woman hoodie. Heck yeah. Do you have Storm Rider on your list?
I do not. I do not think that I need emails from you.
Okay, yeah. Listen, Storm Rider, if you want one, so the hoodies that we make, the ink, what do they call it?
Infused.
Sublimation,
yeah.
They come from a lady here in town, and so I have to go hand do it. So what you got to do is you got to email me, tag N, the letter N, B at lifedonefree.com and tell me what size you want and all that stuff, and I'll be happy to get you one.
A size and then an address.
An address, right.
And we don't know shipping until we get an address.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I actually don't know the cost of the shirts yet because she hasn't told me. I don't have them yet.
Okay.
Now the hoodies, the free woman hoodies, they say whoa and then man
so
and then
free.
Yes,
wool,
free
man.
and then whoa man. And then on the back of them they say join the swarm.
Yep. I like that.
Just letting you guys know before you. And then so we need your address, we need your size and what you want.
Let me see here. Okay, so Jules.
Not that kind of whoa, Jonathan.
Oh, I didn't see it. Where's Jonathan?
the one that just popped up.
Oh, whoa, man.
Man. Not that whoa.
Joel says, tag and B, send me an invoice when you get that list from the other live stream. Please throw in a beanie too. I told you just do it near the first of the month and I'll give you my check.
Who said that?
Jules. You know who that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't get an email from her though.
Yeah, but we have her address.
Do we?
I think we do. Jules, we have your address, don't we? I don't remember.
I've never sent her.
I don't remember. I know I have her email address. I have it for sure. American Root says, I'll order a Freeman hoodie too, black hat. Okay. Did you get that? Rick says he wants a Freeman beanie.
I think
we just ordered Rick a t-shirt too, didn't we?
Yeah, a t-shirt.
T-shirt or something. Rick, we ordered something for you already, but I'll put you down for a beanie too. Okay, where are we at? Did you do anything extra on your beehives to protect them?
Not with the polystyrene hives.
Yeah, so in years past with the wood hives, she has these
cozy
insulated blanket things that just slide down over the top of them and cut off all the exits and entrances except the one. And she would slide it down, but with the polystyrene hives,
they're thick.
They're a good, 1.5 inch thick wall, and they mate perfectly together. So there really is no seams. There really is none of that. So,
and they face south, and they have a windbreak on the north.
Yep. Cul-de-sac says, I will buy one of each bee. I feel responsible for this whole thing since I started it. And I think she, if I remember right, she was the one that wanted the sweatshirt without the hood
or the pocket.
I think that's right. Cul-de-sac, is that correct? I think that's correct.
Either gray or blue.
Mandy Garrett says, what do you guys do to protect your animals from extreme cold? You want to show them? Take your phone out. Show them what you hung over the chicken door.
I only put the first layer. So Tag was gone. He was out of the farm. And so I took it upon myself to go into the coop. I thought it was going to be too cold for them. So I went into the coop and I stapled a tarp to the door. I don't know if you can see that very well. I stapled a tarp to the door, and then I came in and put cardboard down this center section to just keep the tarp. I didn't want them pecking at the tarp. To keep the tarp in place. I also, the clean outdoor that you can lift to shovel the stuff out. I put cardboard over that, and then I put cardboard over 2 pieces of cardboard over the north facing window. And they are not happy that I'm keeping them inside. They want to be outside.
Yeah.
But I know what's better for them.
Of course you do. You know what's better for all of us, right?
Yes, I do.
Starla wants to know if you can get a hoodie in 2X.
Yes.
Yeah. You want the Woo Man hoodie that says join the swarm, or the Free Man hoodie that says hold the line?
That might take a while though, because I've already put my order in, and she's sublime. She's inking them now. Yeah,
well, anybody who wants those types of products, babe, it's just going to be a bit. It takes. It's fine. We'll order them, but.
Well, she won't order more shirts for me unless I have a $60 order.
Well, we'll make sure it's a $60 order. You got that right there.
I know, but I already have these things.
Okay, we'll get it. Starla, if you want one, we'll get you one. Jules says, I don't remember, but yes, you have my email. Jules, why don't you send me an email that tells me exactly what you want and your address. And your size.
Yeah, exactly what you want.
Yeah.
If you want shirts or hoodies or what colors or what, let me know what you want with your size, and then an address so I can ship it.
That's a good idea. Rick says, how about a join the swarm bumper sticker? I can do that on the YouTube channel.
Oh.
I'll build one for you, Rick. I'll put it in there. We'll talk. Remind me.
I'll write it down.
Yeah, she'll write it down, and I'll get one put in the store on because they allow me to make those on the Spring store on YouTube. Yes, that is right. I already have a built-in kangaroo pocket in the abdominal area. I don't need to advertise it. Yes, ma'am.
You and me both.
Yeah. Did you get earmuffs for your chickens?
No, but I saw the little sweaters that somebody put on theirs.
Yeah, we're not putting sweaters on our chickens or earmuffs, Mike. Just saying. Jules says she loves you, Bee, that you're just like her. Bee, that looks good and very resourceful. Hey, guys, don't forget to hit the like. Oh, thank you, Barbara. Richard says, do you have a winter and a summer version of your Freeman hats If so, I would like one of each. What's that? Is there really a sweater on there? You've got to be kidding me. That's not a sweater. I don't know what that is.
It's to keep the feathers from. I can't.
Oh, can you cover the name? Yeah. Cover the name. OPSEC, right? So one of our buddies put a tail sweater on their chicken. Oh, you got to tell them about our other buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got another picture for you here, too.
We have another person who was like, I stapled plastic to the coop. I stapled plastic to the door. Okay, I stapled plastic to the windows. Okay, I stapled plastic to the inner door. Okay, never mind. I just brought him in the house.
She put up
in a tent.
She put up a pop tent and brought him in the house. And if you guys knew this chick, she loves those animals and she cares for them religiously. But when B showed me that, I just started laughing. That they put a pop-up tent and brought the chickens in the house. But you know what? I'd rather it be that than the other way.
She was getting some frostbite and some coughing, and she's like, "Oh no!" So she did what she had to do to keep her animals safe.
Yeah, Richard, I've only made one version of my ball caps. Let me have one.
The black?
Yeah, which are the trucker caps, right? Because they got the net on the backs of them.
With the
right.
What do you call this?
I don't know.
It's the.
But yeah, but I wouldn't be open to picking another kind somewhere along the way. Let me see here. Storm Rider says, B, I'm about your size. Are you a small or medium for a hoodie?
For the hoodie, medium.
Medium. Okay. B, you are being such a good mama to your chickens. Yeah, she's out there every day, several times a day, taking care of them.
Well, their water's frozen, so you have to. They can't. I mean, they're trying.
Yep. Okay, this is funny. Jules says, now you're going to make me remember that entire list. I'm a 50-year-old menopausal blonde woman. Come on, man. Tell her that you're a 50-year-old menopausal brunette.
Yes. Yes, I said, I'm enjoying the hot flashes right now. I'm like, yeah, I'll go get the wood. Stay in here and keep warm, honey.
Amelia says, how about a harness to take your chickens for a walk? I've seen that before.
I've seen that before.
Yep. Ellen Davis says, I sent an email for the hoodie. Do I need an email again for the black hat to be added to my order? It would be helpful just because I don't forget. She wrote it down. If you don't mind, I mean, I will try to get it down, but let me see. Cul-de-sac says, yes, I have seen the chicken dress videos for those chickens that get picked on. Oh, that's what they're for.
Oh, yeah.
Not to keep them warm. Okay, cool. Yep, cool. Arms Family Farms wife dress her baby goats in sleepers. Snapback.
You got to sometimes keep them warm. I've seen that.
Snapback. I think that's a type of hat, right?
Oh, yeah. Those are snapbacks?
Yeah, snapbacks.
That makes sense.
Good night, everyone. Merry Christmas and stay safe during this winter. This weather, internet is going to be on and off. So before my hydro goes out, good night and God bless. Terminator, good night. Merry Christmas to you if I don't talk to you before.
Stay safe.
The things we do for our chickens, says Mandy. Hey, Kentucky Sustainable Living's here. How are you, brother?
Yay.
I hope the community's going well where you're at. Jules says, I'm a total sucker for pets. They get treated better than anyone. Yeah, it's because they don't talk back. They don't call you names.
And they're so happy to see you.
Yep.
They love you no matter what.
Yep. Oh, my God, B, I was saying the same thing through the storm. Mm-hmm. Took chickens in the house. Wonderful. Yeah, I thought that was pretty neat, too. I was laughing. Kentucky says it's doing great. Most everyone in our group is doing good. Yeah, good. Yeah, the weather, I'd imagine, is starting to bear down on you guys a little bit. You know, it's still cold here, but I think we're on the backside of the storm. Tuesday. Is it Tuesday that's going to be nice?
No, I thought it was Thursday. Like, we have 3 days of 50s.
Yeah.
Coming, and I cannot wait.
Yeah.
The 3 days in a row. I think one day was like rain, but I'll take it. I'll just, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So we got a week.
Oh, goodness. Look at that. Yeah, but no,
48.
Wednesday you got 48. So 48, 55, 52, 52, 45. I love that.
Love it.
Let me see here. Jules said that this is the only time she's praised hot flashes.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. It's going to be in the 60s next weekend. Yeah, we're not going to quite get to the 60s.
But we would welcome it.
That's how you get. Okay, wait a second here. Cul-de-sac says they are adorable, but they aren't pets. That's how you get 50-pound 3-year-old turkey living in your yard. Yeah, that's exactly how you do that. Yeah. There we go. So what else you got? Did you get ordered from?
Oh, what?
What else did you order? Did you just order the Woolman stuff? Is that all you ordered?
I ordered a couple of free steading hoodies.
Okay.
A couple of free man hoodies, the blue ones.
Yeah, those are so nice, guys. The blue ones are my favorite.
I basically just ordered what the people wanted. Mm-hmm. I didn't order extras because you're.
Okay.
Then we got to store them.
Yeah.
So we need addresses, and then I need to go and figure out shipping.
Yeah. Because
I called for like flat rate, and they were like, "It depends on where you're shipping it to." Yeah. And I was like, "Oh, I thought it was flat rate was just no matter where you sent it."
Yeah.
I don't typically send stuff out, so I did not know that.
Cul-de-sac says that's so sweet of you to order them, B. Oh yeah, that's cool. You know, yeah. I'll tell you guys, there's some. I get great joy when, there's like channels out there like Porterhouse and Teal as an example. And, I'm a big fan of his channel, and I'm a big fan of him and his family. And I mean, I met him down in Tennessee, and, I was watching today and just doing my normal thing, and it pops up on my phone that he had a video. So I watched it, and guess what he's wearing? Freeman.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it just makes me smile. Like every one of them just makes me smile because it's, it's turned into kind of my life mission, and, maybe does that make you feel that way when someone says they're on vacation?
Yeah. I watched a video, and she said something that you always say. And I was like, I know where that came from.
Yeah. B was, tell them what you thought about people ordering your face on a t-shirt.
Yeah. I thought that would not ever happen, but it is. There was one lady who goes, "That's you?"
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's me.
Yeah, the husband's rendition, right?
Right. Because it was like cartoony.
Mm-hmm. Hippocrates says,
"Thank you for making me look better."
It's okay. I think I made you look worse.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
I thought it looked cartoony.
Yeah, well, it was cartoony.
It's cuter.
It's the best I could do. Hippocrates says, would it be insensitive to send free man clothing to currently incarcerated individuals? Yeah,
probably.
I actually think if you could figure out a way to get an incarcerated person to walk around with a free man hat, that would be like badass.
Are they allowed to wear hats?
I don't know. Yep, I don't know. Tag, what type of water pipe did you install in your house, and how do you keep them from freezing? So I use PEX everywhere as far as incoming water goes. So my water 1-inch PEX lines come into the house, and then they go from there down to 3/4, and then eventually down to half at all of the, different places. So how I keep them from freezing is I don't put them on exterior walls mainly. I try to run them on the inside or through a ceiling, the best that I can. But I am not perfect. And, I've got places that in the right weather, I could have myself some problems.
I thought you were going to say you forgot to crimp them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That was like 3 times.
Yeah. You put the whole thing together and you put everything up, and then you turn the water on and realize you didn't crimp it. Let me see here. Tag, what type of, oh yeah, sorry. Stormrider, sorry if you covered this already. How many people coming to your place for Christmas? Okay, so we've already had one Christmas, and we had, how many people were here? This was last Saturday, right? 40?
I don't know.
Maybe 40 people was here. And that was like my brother and her sister and her mom and my mom and, all that stuff. And then actually Christmas morning, Stormrider, it'll be just a simple. It'll just be us and the kids.
Yeah.
And we'll sit down and just make fun of each other and have a good time. And it'll be a great time because it'll be way more relaxed. and all of that stuff. And then we also did a holiday celebration called the Freeman Festivus, which for the community.
All the friends.
Yeah. So we've been through all of those. Hippocrates says PEX B is better than A, correct? Stretches a bit more and returns. So that's correct. It's also more expensive. But even PEX A is a superior product too compared to copper or PVC. All right, I actually did insulation with gray tape, aluminum tape, and then pipe insulation. Have no heater except for one electric heater for 1,000 square feet and no frozen pipes. You go, Starla. Speaking of spoiled pets, it's Jasper's bedtime. I'll be listening in a while. I tuck him in. Oh my goodness. Jules, if you got to go lay there, do you sing him lullabies? Do you like literally tuck him in and pet his head and sing him lullabies till he goes to sleep? Yeah, that's right. No disrespect, Jules, that's ridiculous.
Maybe that's the only way he'll go to sleep.
If it's the only way he'll go to sleep, it's because she's taught him he can go to sleep that way. Right? It's just like,
Furio.
If you put me to sleep rubbing my back, what am I going to tell you in a week later? I can't sleep unless you rub my back. Right.
Rub my back.
Right.
Yep. Taggy need Milky.
Yep. Maybe we need doggy blankets with Freeman embroidered on them. I'd do that. Yep, I'd do that.
Little lap blankets for your legs.
Yep. So what videos you got coming out? We got a whole series we're working on for you, right?
Honey.
Well, it's way more than honey.
Well, that's where it starts.
Yeah. So B has got a series that we're working on. It's really about chapstick, about lip grease.
The end.
But it's how she gets there, because it's not just go make, lip grease. It's go to the hive, harvest honey, extract the honey, collect the wax, render the wax. I mean, it's this whole process that gets you all the way to it. And we've done the honey, right? You've extracted all the honey.
Yes, we have.
No, okay. That's smart ass. Okay, you have extracted all the honey, correct?
Yes. You did try to help. I was like, whoa, what are you doing? No. And you're like, what is it going to take you 4 days to get this done?
Yep.
Yes, if it takes me 4 days, it takes me 4 days.
Yep.
I do not want the honey and the wax. I do not want the wax and the honey.
Yeah.
I want them separated.
Yeah. Did I tell you guys she's a dilly-dallyer?
No, I just want it done correctly. And I'm just slow at it. I'm slow.
Yeah, she's a dilly-dallyer.
I'm pushing 50, folks. Come on now.
Let me
I just see it slower and slower.
So anyway, we're going to show you guys how she tests the honey for its water content, which is in the first video. And it's done. It's scheduled to come out.
I don't know.
I think it's Christmas morning, actually.
Sunday?
I think it's Sunday, Christmas morning it comes out. And that just takes you through knowing whether or not the honey is ready or not. And then I'm working on extracting. I've got all the footage. I just got to get it all into a video, extracting. And then we'll do like 3 or 4 videos that end up in chapstick when it's all said and done.
Did you have like 4 hours of video?
Oh my gosh.
Decapping and spinning.
Yes. And how do you make 4 hours of decapping honey exciting?
I think it's exciting.
Yeah, I don't. Let me see here. Maybe we need doggy. Maybe we did that one. Okay, sure thing, Starla. Yes, tag. I pet him and wish him sweet puppy dreams and give him kisses. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Starla says I can embroider. Starla, do you have an do you have an embroidery machine? Because I actually have an idea, guys.
Starla just came your new best friend.
Yep. I have an idea, and I don't know if anybody would think this idea is a good idea or not. But what I would like to do is take some of these Freeman hats, and like for example, get it like a tree embroidered right here, and that would symbolize that your mortgage is paid for. And maybe a lightning bolt, which would symbolize you provide your own electricity. And then maybe something for water that says you've managed to get that far.
A drop?
Yeah, like a drop.
Can you embroider on this material?
Yeah, remember when they embroidered the logo back here?
No.
Yeah, like on...
I was just looking. I thought it was up here.
But anyway, just kind of a way to keep track of your progress and something to be proud of as you go along. I think that would be...
Like a charm bracelet?
Like a charm bracelet, yeah, but on a hat. B, you look like an Olympic snowboarder tonight. She does have a little bit of Shaun White look to her, doesn't she? Oh, I got me a Shaun White. Look at that. I'm so lucky. I never thought until recently about the wax harvest. I thought I didn't need bees because I have maple trees. Oh no, cul-de-sac. They're way more than that, and we're gonna make chapstick or lip grease. I gotta quit saying chapstick. We're gonna make lip grease out of this bass, but the truth is, she will make lotion. You talk about what you would make.
Oh, out of the wax?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've put it in my like a hand balm. It's not really lotion. It's like thicker. It's like a body butter, but it's like thicker. Like right now, my hands are kind of crusty, like in between my knuckles, just from wind chapped and from washing them too much. And then my knuckles start to peel and get yucky and crusty. And so I don't like to use a bunch of stuff that I don't know what it is. And so I use wax in that to kind of give it a little bit I don't know, what would you call that? Like some staying power. It doesn't come off very easily, so it kind of coats it. So
and candles.
Source
of candles, right?
Chapstick is the main thing because you
just go through it.
I have one in every location. So plus like a salve, like the plantain salve, or what is this? The one that we just got in the buckets, comfrey salve. If you put beeswax in that, then you could put it in a chapstick or a roll up tube, and you can use that as like a salve instead of lip grease. So makes it more convenient on the go. Instead of trying to dip your hand into something and putting it on, you just use the stick to rub it on whatever sores or dry spots. Or
Pack Rat wants to know, B, did Tag help all over you? Did
he help?
Yeah. I think what she's saying is that I'm a wood chipper. I make a
mess. I stopped it. I stopped it immediately.
How many hives do you have? You have 9, right?
Yes.
Yep.
I did before winter.
Yeah, right. Barbara says, I can't wait to see that series. Yeah, so the first one, Barbara, comes out Christmas morning. And I have the second one filmed. I actually have the third one filmed, too. I just haven't even started editing it. But
Tag does all the editing.
Yep. Let me see. You make it exciting by making it a tutorial. Putting tutorial in the title will also bring a higher view count. I didn't know that.
Oh, well, thank you.
I didn't know that. Packrat says freestanding merit badges. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Freedom badges. Yeah, like making an Eagle Scout. Yeah. Yep. Make iron-ons. Well, that would be something we could do too. Like scouting badges. Cool idea. I love it. Tag, you would run out of room on your hat. You know what, though? The thing about this, Mandy, is you wouldn't, because here's the thing. There's some of them that you can buy. What I mean by that is you can buy energy independence. You can absolutely buy it. Yep. You can buy solar panels and batteries, and you can buy these things. But there's other things you cannot buy. You can't buy food independence. I've not figured out how to buy it. It's you got to sweat it, right? You got to use your energy capital to pay for it.
And figure it out.
And so, like getting let's say we had a leaf that represented food independent would be the hardest one to get. Like it would almost be the one almost no one ever had. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a hard one.
Because it would be more than that, because protein, and then garden, and then that's a lot.
That is a lot.
I mean, look at all the stuff that you eat, right?
I know. Yeah, and I think that you could, then you can get into some of the more unique stuff, like, for example, someone who's out there who's making ethanol and could be fuel independent. Right, which would be a super rare one. I don't know anybody
that does that.
I don't either, but I'm just saying I think you could really have some fun with it. And then we get together with these big get-togethers and these conferences, it would actually turn a little bit into lore, right? Because you would see that hat.
And you'd go, what is that?
You would know, oh, look, dude, that dude's squared away. He's got, and I mean, I guess people could buy him and lie about it, but I don't care about that.
Well, yeah, why would you?
That'd be on them, but I think it would be neat. Let me see here. Oh my goodness, I'm way behind, guys. I'm so sorry. Hey, Tag, I will buy fleece. Let me see. I will buy fleece Ariel tomorrow and embroider and send to you to see if you like it. Okay, cool. Tag, you could do pins for the free power, water, home, etc. Oh, that's true. You could do pins. I saw one video on honey. It was thick, rich, and perfect. Yeah, you guys. I think we got about.
on the short maybe.
Well, not on short. You've done other videos.
Not honey
before.
videos,
Yeah,
have I?
Other bee videos. And you've done some short videos with bee. You guys, I think we got out of the 2 hives. We harvested at 2 hives. We got about 6 gallons of honey. Is that about right? About 6 gallons of honey. We'll show it to you guys.
It's like already gone.
Yeah. Let me see here. Starla says, Tag, do you have time for a Zoom tomorrow? Yeah, probably. So listen, I've got a noon appointment about 30 minutes from here. That'll take me till about 1. I should be home 2-ish, right in there sometime, and then I would have time. I recently started making my own comfrey salve. It's great.
Oh, yes, cool. I like in the comfrey salve.
So what would you recommend for quantity of hives for newbies? How many hives do you think somebody should start out with? I would say 1.
Yeah, 2 maybe. I mean, if you're already going to put your suit on and go get in one, you might as well get in 2.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. You can spend like hours in each one. So remember how I would go in there and...
Yeah, you still do that.
I do, actually, because I'm like... If I see something in there that does not belong in there, I will go through each and every frame to pick out what should not be in there. And I have like a little screwdriver on a like a bungee cord that I put on my wrist. And then I'm like, oh, there's a beetle. Boop, 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 boop. Gone.
Yeah, you guys didn't know Shaun White was a picker, huh?
I'm a picker.
Yeah, she's a picker.
I'm just trying to help a bee out.
Yeah, Mandy, I would do the polystyrene hive and get 2 of them like Bee says would be a great place to start. And you know what? The other thing we would offer you, Mandy, is, it's a little bit of a haul up here, but, if you came up in the springtime, I know Bee would put you in a suit and walk you over to go do a hive inspection and walk through the whole process. You'd come out of it knowing a whole lot more than you did going into it.
Just has to be the perfect weather. Not a lot of wind, above 50 degrees,
50, yep.
Sunny.
RN says, I like the pin idea. Then it could be used on different garments. Yep. Just be sure to do better camera work than I was doing on the Zoom last night.
I liked your Zoom
I liked it too. Yeah, I liked it too. Starla says, it is safe to have bees in city limits. I have my doubts. Guys, here's the thing about bees. And this is coming from someone who has had a ton of them sting me. Okay, the truth is they really don't bother you if you leave them alone. I mean, I'm around them all the time. And when I get stung is when I'm messing with them.
Yeah, but like Cheryl was down in Oklahoma was saying, she sent me a message and was like, how do I get these honeybees out of my backyard? Because they're they're trying to get in her house is what they were doing. And I was like, that's weird. Why are they trying to get in your house? And I was like, are you sure they're honeybees? And she sent me pictures. She's like, they're all over my back table. And I was like, why? What is on your back table? And she said there was a candle there. And I was like, well, then move the candle. Yeah. And she's like, she put the candle in the house. Then they tried to get in her house. And I said, well, take a little dish of sugar water and put it over at the far end of your yard to keep them away from the house. Put them over there. And maybe they will go and eat the sugar water and then leave. Just trying to bait them away from the door. Because she has kiddos that cannot be bothered by bees. So she's obviously, though, in city limits, there are bees. They fly for 2 miles. So they're looking for food. Is what they're doing.
Prep for the Eternal Home says, does anyone know where you could purchase comfrey? Yeah, go to Billy with Permapasture Farms on YouTube. They sell it. Tell them Tag sent you. Yeah, Permapasture Farms. Thank you, Starla. I want a maple leaf. Because they do maple sugar, maple syrup. Yep.
So that would be like Independence.
Yep. Let me see here. Okay, Jasper's in bed. Starla, he gave you kisses back. Oh my goodness. You girls or something else. Okay, yep. I've been looking to get some comfrey too. Yep. You guys can order it right from him. Starla, I thought about it too. My main concern was just having neighbors running lawn mowers, possibly stirring them up. So I ultimately decided against it. But If you have room, then sure. Yeah, the only thing I wouldn't even be concerned about that. I'd be most concerned about them spraying. Who's spraying what where would be a way bigger concern to me, because guys,
especially in the city.
I mow right around the hives all the time without a problem. Now, I can't tell you that 100% of the time I've mowed around them I had no problems, but most of the time I have no problems.
I wear my suit to go over there to weed eat.
Yeah.
Because I just do not, it is not a fun situation to be in.
Yeah, Pockety said, I had 15 hives in the middle of town, 2 feet from where kids walk to and from school. Not a problem. So as long as there's like a 6-foot fence, so they have to fly up and over it. They are there anyway. Yeah. Janine says she'd love a bee class from Bee. Well, Janine, the good news is you're close enough. You can come over and go to the hive. Yeah. And, she'll walk you through it and what you're looking for and all of those stuff. And she takes great care of her bees. So she's kind of like, she's a little bit like our friend Neon, who puts chickens in a tent in the garage because it's too cold outside. She's like that way with her bees, they kind of get babied a little bit. I think I can handle 2 hives. Where you get your beehives? Mandy, we buy them from the Better Bee Company. And so they're polystyrene hives. I don't know. I can't do it while I'm on here. Say I would, I'll tell you what, Mandy, in the Sunday
giveaway.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you go back to the giveaway video, we put a link in there, but I will on the Sunday video when I get done tonight, I'll go put a link on that video in the description to where we bought those hives at. We love the hives and would absolutely recommend them. Starla says, has anyone ever tapped sweet corn? I have not.
Huh.
Rick says, how about a beer pin for home brewing? See, I like that kind of stuff. I really think you could create lore.
Beer independent.
Yeah, I wonder how we could create a list of the available pins and how you go about, doing that. I don't know how we would do that.
The thing about pins is that you have like backs.
Yeah.
And you're losing you in your head, and then and then you lose the back, and then it's just the pin on your head. And
Packrat says my in-laws had some very resilient wild-caught honeybee hives that have survived the colony collapse well, but were very aggressive close to the hive. Suddenly you're it. Yeah, you know what? I don't know if this is 100% true, Packrat, but my experience is the more aggressive a hive is, the stronger the hive is. And the more docile they are, the weaker they are. And I think that has to do with their ability to fight off, mice or anything that, that comes into them. Bees got a couple of them that are, serious,
You just have to sing to them.
But that's what's so funny about it. She'll go in there and they don't really mess with her much, man. I walk even close to it and I'm getting the hell stung out of me. I got to wear everything,
I wear everything anyway. Because
Evie, thank you. Thank you for Evie. Just put a link to the Better Bee Company up there. That's where we get our hives.
Nice.
Thank you, Evie. LOL. I like the way B said beer independence. Yeah. Some colonies can be aggressive. Time to requeen, or you go close at the wrong time. Dusk when weather is changing. Wearing something with an odor like cologne, anything lemongrass would attract. Yeah. I think also, and again, I don't know if this is true, Hippocrates, but it seems to me that because she's in them all the time, they're used to her. Because I'm rarely in them. I only come to take their honey. I'm usually not involved in it.
Or to mow around them.
And man, they don't like me. Chrissy Ware says cloth badges to sew on like Boy Scouts. Yeah, I think I agree. Carlene, good night.
The Lyson.
Well, Jonathan wants to know if they're B-Max or Lyson.
I have the B-Max, I think, but it's the one with the latches, the latch kit. I think the Lyson is.
I think you're right.
Isn't the Lyson an 8-frame? Because my 8-frame says Lyson on it.
Yeah.
And the other.
So you have the 10-frame B-Max and the 8-frame Lyson.
Mine say Better Be on them. So yes, I do think it's the.
I think that's right.
I had a book up here. There is a difference between the two. It's the one with the latches on it.
Mandy says, is the polystyrene hive heavy or light? If light, how do I keep them in high, strong winds? Yeah, so here's the thing, Mandy, is that you won't have a problem with that because when you get the bees in there and they fill it with wax and they fill it with bees, they don't really go anywhere. But if you're worried about it, what you can do is put a couple, have your husband put a couple eyelets like down on a pallet that they sit on and then just put a strap on them.
Together, the whole thing
what
together.
She's saying is, how do you stop the whole thing from moving?
Oh my gosh, it's like 80 pounds, 80 pounds, 80 pounds.
Full. What's it empty?
Oh yeah. Empty. I've never had that problem.
Yeah, we've never had them move. So,
and I've had wooden ones. Like I had one that the boxes were supposed to be stacked exact, and I came back and the top box had shifted over and water was just coming down that first box and then into that second box because it was just
on a wood hive.
On the wood hive.
Yeah.
And they were full. So I had to like try to push it back over and screw a board to it.
Yeah. Drummondson Live says a bear destroyed 10 grand's worth of beehives yesterday in Raleigh. Yeah, I heard that. They have a suspect, but he ain't talking.
Yeah.
I bet I've only been doing it less than a year, but I'm getting there. Yeah. Absolutely, Tag. She's comfortable. When one is nervous, I believe we put off a pheromone that mimics their warning or attack trigger pheromones. Yeah, because I'll admit to all you guys, I am not a bit comfortable. I mean, I'm over that. It's fine. It's not like I won't do it, but I don't enjoy it at all. When she's over there just brushing the bees so gently and just enjoying herself, I'm like, get me out of here.
I smoke them good.
Okay, Jonathan says Lyson is the 10 frame, BMAX is the 8 and 9 frame. So you have license then.
No, it doesn't say Lyson on it though. Here, let me go get the book.
Okay, she's going to go get the book. We'll find out. Richard says good night and have a Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you too, bud. Yeah, she'll go get a book. But she has 1 8 frame hive and the rest are 10 frame hives. I do know that for sure. I might be wrong about that. There are tons of things on the website. Yeah. We like them. They have been, when we started beekeeping, we started with the wood hives and it was about every 2 years and I was replacing the base. So not necessarily the boxes, but the base. And then about every 3 or 4 years, the boxes, how they're kind of grooved together, begin to kind of pull apart. And so what I started doing was gluing them and screwing them, thinking that I could make it last better. And that did pretty good for a little while, but they just don't hold up the same. New Day Farm says the hat idea would be great for kids also to work towards their own category of achievements. Free kids. Oh, I love this idea. I love this idea, New Day Farm. Love it, love it, love it. Love it, love it, love it. Free kids. I wonder if a free kid would ever walk in and, you tell them, hey, go clean your room and then go, I'm a free kid. That'd be funny. These are pricey, but I guess if they work and don't wear out, then better than having to keep and replacing or repairing woods. You know what though, Jonathan? They're really not that much more expensive. If you do the math, go price out a wood hive now with all the frames and the tops and the bottoms and the, the inner cover and the outer cover and all of that stuff. It's really not a whole lot different.
Yeah, it does say Lyson. Yeah. But see on the box, it says Better Be.
Yeah. So hers are the license. Jonathan, you are correct. So these are the BMAX ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, see. Yeah, so the Lyson also comes in an 8, 9. But I have the 10.
Yeah, we have 1
10,
8.
10, 8, 9.
Don't you have 1 8?
I do because I messed up when I ordered it.
Yeah. Okay, Mandy said, how did you guys learn about beekeeping when you first started out?
I went to
You joined is the first thing you did.
Joined
the Northeast Kansas Beekeeper Association.
I didn't join until after I went to the classes.
Okay. You tell the story because apparently I might get it all wrong.
I went to the what was that, like the Shawnee County
the extension office?
Parks, yeah.
Okay.
Parks and Rec or something, extension office. It was the extension office. Yeah. And they were doing classes. Every year they would do first year beekeeper classes. And then they started with the second year beekeeper classes, because your second year you do other things, right? Because your first year you're getting your bees and you're putting your hive, your boxes together and setting stuff up, and what do eggs look like? Mm-hmm. To where your second year, you should know all that stuff. But now what do you do? So I went to classes. They were free. They were like once a week for so many weeks. And it was what you should be doing at that time. So it was like, okay, it's this time of the year. This is what you should be doing. And they walk you through it. They show you slides, and they bring equipment in and show you what it looks like and let you smell it and all of that fun stuff. And then the lady that was teaching the classes was a member of the Northeast Kansas Beekeepers Association, and there's another one, and we joined those. And you get a magazine or every so many months, and then that tells you like what you should be doing at this point in time. Winter's coming, these are the chores you should be doing.
But you spent 1 year in school. I mean, it wasn't the whole year, but it was a lot of classes.
Several months.
Yeah.
Of yeah, what you should be doing. And then there we learned how to like graft queens and catch swarms, and which is amazing. If you ever see a swarm of bees flying, that's like, wow, that's a pretty cool sight.
Yeah. Let me see. Jonathan says, I already priced out the wood builds, and it's not cheap doing that either. No, and it's not. And then you have to replace it. So I think it's actually cheaper to do the polystyrene by the time you get into it. Amelia says, free kids would be a great alternative to scouts. I agree. I'd love to. I need to find someone to spearhead that, because that would take a lot of time. Starla says, are there any free man or freesteading aprons? Yes, both. If you go into the YouTube store, they're both in there. You have some, don't you? You have freesteading aprons or free man aprons?
Freesteading.
You have freesteading aprons? Yeah. B has some. Still strapping around the outside of the soft hive frames holds them together a bit stronger. Okay, so yeah, so what he's saying is, what Packrat's saying is that if you take your boxes and you band them, they'll hold stronger. I agree with that. That would probably work just fine. I'll never go back, though. The polystyrene hives work fine. The bees don't mind them. Then it's even more than just more than them staying together. It's insulating them. They're a lot better in the wintertime.
Well, and because they fit perfectly, there's less propolis, less that the bees have to glue together, so that when you get into them, there's less gummy. Well, propolis in the summertime is like, it's like playing with glue.
Well, and I think there's another side too, which is that, and this is the manager in me, every minute that they're not spending building propolis, they're
doing something
honey.
else.
They're doing something else in the process, right?
Well, I mean
so I think
they all have different jobs. Like,
so you're saying that there are bees who do the gluing, and what happens if they have nothing to glue? They just hang out with a cigar.
They're taking care of the queen, and they're taking out the dead, and
so they get to do more of those other things.
Right.
Better management of their energy.
Yeah. Plus, like in the wooden boxes, when they put a bunch of, if they're putting a bunch of propolis in the seam, and then come winter time or colder season, that glue is still there. So when you put your tool in there and you pop it, and then I mark the top of my frames so that I always stick the box back onto the colony the same way, instead of like, whoops, I turned it facing south. You know what I mean? So the north of each box is always north of each box. And so if you don't, and there's propolis on one side, and then you pop it and then you turn it and go to set it back down, it's hard. And so it doesn't sit back directly. Sometimes it's like propped up a little bit, or, it doesn't, it's just not perfect. So there's just problems. I mean, you should take your tool and scrape it off, but that's another step. And then you're carrying this big holding it up, and it's just me. So
Hippocrates says, great thing about bees, it's like gardening. As we learn to work with them, and we are more successful. When we try to bludgeon nature into our schedule, etc., is when problems arise.
Yeah. Who said that? That's a good idea.
Hippocrates. Yeah, great way to say that. Yep. Mandy says, that's awesome. I like the hands-on approach like that. We took a bee class together, but not as hands-on and follow up like that. So now we forgot. Yeah, I think I think some schooling is good, book classes, because what you learn is what is a drone. right?
Mm-hmm.
What is propolis,
Yeah.
right? I mean, you learn those kind of things, but then I would recommend, Mandy, to get with a beekeeper, someone who does it.
And you're going to find your own way because,
Mhm.
you know, some people are like, oh, no, you got to throw oxalic acid on them. And then somebody else is going to be like, no.
Yep.
So
Ed says, good night to all. Good night, Ed. Yeah. Stormrider says, man, just stepped outside. Winds increased maybe 50 miles an hour in southwest Pennsylvania. Ugly outside. Yeah,
it's getting colder.
It's ugly here too. Jonathan said, I thought some people actually want to harvest a good amount of propolis for its health uses.
Yeah, for sure. For the propolis, the pollen, they all have their own properties.
I'm going to start that. I'm going to turn the heater on. I'm cold. Oh.
You want me to do it?
No, I got to keep chit-chatting.
I don't want you to overwork yourself.
You gonna say something? Or you're just gonna sit there.
Yeah, I don't know where you were at, so I'm trying to look at good night, Merry Christmas, good night. Man, just stepped outside.
Okay, I've completely neglected our hive, doing the let nature do its thing with them at this point. You know, the problem is in nature, Janine, is that there's things like mites and, you know, moths and those kind of things. And
oh, that's that noise. I'm like,
yeah. And I would really encourage you to get in
when
there.
was last time you were in there? Yeah, not now, but
Yeah,
when was last time you were in there? Because hopefully it's still there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. One thing I wanted to trial with bees is if oxalic acid helps prevent beetles, I was going to try growing rhubarb or some plant that is high in that under them or near them. You know, rhubarb's high in.
It's for mites. The oxalic acid is for mites. The
it's not for
varroa
beetles,
mites.
Yeah, but if it's but his point is that if you grow rhubarb, which is high in the oxalic acid underneath around your hive, would it then prevent the mites?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I put oak leaves in the top of mine to stop ants. Like I go to the tree and I pluck them off and I put them in the top of the hive. So some people sprinkle, what is that? Cinnamon, but I do not.
Janine says she gave them sugar water in October. That's the last time she was in there. Well, that's about the right time, right?
Yeah, winter feed.
Mm-hmm.
So she was in them this year.
Yeah. Hippocrates says, I've put cinnamon sticks under the cover.
Yep.
Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff you have to deal with. I mean, bee is caught. What all have you caught inside your...
Oh, the first time I was in there and I was just like a mouse jumped out at me and I was screamed. And then I went back to the class and I was like, I found cockroaches. And she's like, it's okay. They're wood roaches or whatever. And I was like, gross. I cannot have that. And she's like, good luck. I found ticks and frogs and of course wasps, birds. There's like a little red bird that sits on top and just eats the heads off as they come out. And then you just see little body carcasses of the bees on the tops of the hives. And you're just like, what is going on?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, oh, crap. Okay, well, that wasn't good. Yeah, the cockroach thing, I was just like, no, we cannot have this. Not in my hive.
How will that work out?
Yeah, well, so that's another thing. In the wood hives, I had cockroaches. And in the polystyrene hives, I do not. I do not have mice problems in them. I do, well, too. So I had the mouse guards on, the metal mouse guards on the wood frames, but because often the wood frames would, like I said, the corners are supposed to be perfect and they like split, causing gaps. Or the shifting or the something else. There was, I had, so the mouse guard, I just had the entrance sitting in there and then it just pressed up against the wood. And I came back and something had dug at the mouse guard and got it pried open and got in there. So, or a coon is what I'm thinking, pried the guard off, which left it exposed, which then a mouse went in. So when I went back over there, I'm just like, what? Like a total home invasion. Like, this is ridiculous. I can't have nothing. So then I started screwing the mouse guards on. And then I would use a T25 screw. And then the next time I went over, I didn't have a T25 screwdriver. So it was just a pain in the butt. These hives come with a plastic mouse guard that just sits right in a little groove. And then the box fits snugly up against the bottom board. And then they're all latched together. So there's no shifting, there's no moving, nothing can pry the mouse guard off. I haven't had, the only problem that I have had with the polystyrene hive was operator error, and I stuck an exterior feeder on the exterior entrance of the hive, and then what happened, like the sun came in and like warped the entrance where I had it.
She put a glass jar on the front side of a polystyrene hive, and it gave it the magnifying glass effect and melted a little bit of the side of the side of it. But that was her fault.
Yes, it was, and they do not recommend that.
Yeah, that's why they don't recommend it.
I was like, why not? I'll do it anyway.
Yeah. The other thing I would tell you guys too to do is, if you get into bees or if you got your hives, is paint them all. Don't leave them bright white because they sit out like a sore thumb. So like Bee goes in and paints all hers earth tone colors.
Yeah.
Because I want them to just blend into the woods. I want them to be hard to be seen.
Yeah. When you're driving in the wood, or when you're driving down a road and you're just kind of looking and there's bright white boxes over there, you can totally see what they are.
Yeah.
But if they're the color of, the surrounding area, it's a whole lot harder for you to see if you're not looking.
Yeah. RN said we had heavy winds last night with 18 degrees outside for most of the night, then dropped to 9 degrees in central Alabama.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, that's normal weather out here. That's springtime here, but that's weird for down there. Janine says, I have a sugar bar chunk inside. They were there in October, just hadn't had time since.
Yeah.
Well, you're not typically, once it starts getting cold, you're typically not in it. Well, you're not in them again till spring.
Correct.
Yeah, right.
I do put candy board in the last go round, my last inspection. If I were to have done an oxalic treatment, it would have been Thanksgiving. So.
Okay. Hippocrates says my main problems consistently have been beetles and wax moths.
Yes.
And him neglecting them.
That's where the wax moths come in.
Right. If you didn't neglect them, you wouldn't have wax moths.
Right. Because if you're in there, frequently, then you see like, oh, hey, something's going on, and then you can eradicate that problem. But if you wait too long, then you're like, whoa, that's a total loss. Because wax moths will just ruin a frame or a box or a colony. I mean, in just like really no time.
Yeah.
Beetles too, I guess, because I used to use those winter patties. What?
Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
What were you going to say?
I thought you were talking about beetle trapping them. Go ahead.
I used to use those winter patties. And so I had just taken a whole big rectangle and put it on the top thinking, oh, you'll be good for winter. And technically you're only supposed to put like $1. What is that? A silver dollars worth amount in there. But I put the whole darn patty in there. And when I came back, the underside of that whole, apparently beetles love that stuff. And so I had flipped it over and the whole bottom side was covered with larvae. Not bee larvae, beetle larvae. And so I stopped that. If I give pollen, I'm going to give it in a powder form and then liquid sugar in a in a feeder inside of a super on the top, locked down. So the only thing that's going to get to that sugar water is something that's coming in the front door.
Manny Garrett says, yikes, frogs would freak me out.
Frogs?
Yeah.
Yeah, when they jump at you and you're not expecting it, I'm like...
Prep for the Eternal Homestead says, no mice or roaches. I'm sold. Cul-de-sac says, so it sounds like the teacher was right. They were wood cockroaches. Yeah. And that is a good reason to use styrene hives.
Yeah.
EV says, paint them in camo. I agree.
Yeah.
I'm all for that. Just camo colors, even if you don't want to do any kind of pattern on them, just paint, flat dark earth and,
tans,
olive drab greens and just flat earth so they kind of just blend in back
we
there.
Use like oops paint. We'll go get a gallon of whatever's $5 and then come home and paint, however many I have. And they're mismatched. Like this one will be tan and then the top will be gray or...
Yeah, but see, I think that makes it more camo. As you're mismatching those flat earth colors as you put your hives together.
That's true. That's true.
Mm.
And they are mismatched.
Starlet says, B, I would like classes.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, we'd be happy to. I'm sure B would appreciate the help to go over there if anybody's ever around, when she goes to do it. Hippocrates says, I used beetle blasters, sit between frames, half full of vegetable oil. They drown. I learned this in the summer. I could actually smell something off from the outside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The only thing about the beetle blasters is that every time they would glue them down and then I would have to pry them up. And when I'm prying them up, the oil spills out the other side. Oh. Or I'm taking it and because they're not flat on the bottom, I'm taking it and I'm like, where can I set this? Okay, here, I'll pry it up. I'll prop it up against that. And then I forget to put it back in. Mm-hmm. So.
Oren says, I just found out that North Alabama will be 4 degrees tonight with a possibility of rolling blackouts.
Yeah. Oh, no.
And that's a lot for Alabama. That's not typical, New Day Farm asks, do you use latex paint?
I don't know. What is that? Latex?
Yes, that's what you use is latex. You don't use oil base. You use latex.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It's whatever, like exterior flat.
Yeah. New Day, what we do is we will look at every time I'm in Home Depot, which is a lot, Lowe's, which is a lot, and Menards, which is a lot. I'm always looking at oops paint. And if there's a $5 thing of oops paint that's a flat color in kind of a flat, we just buy it and she just continues to paint it. But yes, it's always latex. Cul-de-sac says, good night, everyone. I am not well and need to go make some tea with honey and go to bed. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you as well.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Well, guys, I think we're going to call it tonight, too. It's 2 hours and 22 minutes. Not as long as our 3 hours usually are, but, I'm still kind of trying to watch our power and all that a little bit. So, I know I won't see many of you guys until after the holidays. And, I want to wish all of you guys a Merry Christmas and, most successful and free, new 2023. And, if we can all go out there and challenge ourselves to be, just a little bit freer, next year. And if we can focus in on that, I really think that all of us will be stronger. We'll be stronger, together. And so I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. What do you got?
Yes. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Yep.
Stay safe.
Yep.
Stay warm.
Anything else?
Can't think of anything else.
Okay, no, that's fine. I just didn't know if you had something else you wanted to say. All right, guys. Well, hey, I appreciate all you guys do, and I appreciate you guys coming. And it's totally turning into kind of a tradition. And we'll get back at it. I'll see you guys in a week because we'll certainly do our live on Friday, and I'll try to get a Christmas Carol out, Star of the Beast style, sometime in the middle of the week.
Yeah.
I'll try to maybe tomorrow. We'll see if I can get motivated to do it. But
don't forget Thursdays.
Thursday's Zoom call.
Yep,
we'll get that out too. And if I offend anybody with my Christmas Carol, I'm sorry.
Kinda.
Not really. Anyway, all right, guys, hold the line. Don't give an inch. We'll see you guys. Good night, everybody.
Be out.
Be out.
Tag out.